ontogeny. Ontogeny. Well, 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 look who decided to show up again. It's Twitch Chat. How is everybody? And welcome back to Paleontologizing. It's good to have you here today. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you can see and hear me. Yeah. And Trixmot, thank you for signing up on Patreon. I do really appreciate that. That does help. Yeah, excellent. Well. Beautiful. Thank you, Claire. Thank you for being here, Claire. It's good to see you. Thank you for being Claire, and thank you for being here, Claire. Anyway, welcome to Paleontologizing, everybody. Got to admit, I'm not firing on all cylinders today. Apologies for that. We had a big storm roll through camp last night. Messed up my tent a little bit. It actually bent the tension bar at the top of the tent. Anyway, I had some equipment difficulties earlier too. Didn't get the most sleep last night. None of us did, so if we seem a little tired, that's why. But still excited to have you here. And a welcome to the beautiful desert of eastern Utah. Yes, these clouds are real. It's one of the questions I get here on Twitch, believe it or not, is, are those clouds real? Yes. When you go outside, sometimes there are clouds in the sky, and sometimes they look like that. But yeah, it is dinosaur time, little Teresa. Yeah. If anybody's here for the very first time, well, let me tell you what you've stumbled into. My name is Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. And I'm here on Twitch trying to do some good old-fashioned science outreach. Normally, when it's not summertime, that means I'm back in my office. We're discussing new, papers, new published discoveries in fossil science. I'm doing Q&A, 3D modeling and 3D printing of fossils and fleshed out dinosaurs and stuff like that, interviewing other paleontologists. But you know what? It's summertime right now. And summertime means field work if you're a field paleontologist. And so I'm out with Utah Geological Survey crew here in eastern Utah, and we're digging up what could very well be a new species of dinosaur. Maybe several new species of dinosaur, really. But, yeah. How was your day off yesterday, Trixmot? It was pretty great. Yeah, I went down to Moab, Utah. Me, Fisher, Jim, and Justin went down there. And, I went to the food trucks, went to the bookstore, went to the Moab Rock Shop and poked around a little bit. That was kind of fun. Did some bathing there. It was really nice. So, really didn't want to leave until Emery County search and rescue boat wanted to pull in. We're like, okay, we'll get out of your way. Anywho, yeah, good stuff. But yeah, we're here digging up some dinosaurs. Let me take you down to the quarry and show you what we've got going on. Any and all questions are welcome. This is the whole point of this is science outreach, showcasing the work of our crew here, and we can only do that thanks to satellite dish, router, solar battery, and solar panels. My other 2 solar panels stopped working this morning, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. Hopefully they're still under warranty. But anyway, let's go see what's going on down there. All right, we're live, everybody.
Nothing to see here. It's a bunch of tired people.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me you're all broke.
What's that?
You're all broke.
It's still usable for now, yeah.
Oh, man.
I thought you asked, are you all broke? It's like, we're paleontologists,
Of course we're all broke. Now we're doubly all broke.
But yeah, my all has come apart. I've only been using this for like 7 or 8 years, so yeah. I've got a new one in my tent, but it doesn't have that metal paling or whatever you call it right there.
So well, that drives the vibrations right through it.
Yeah,
it's actually better. That's why I like screwdrivers.
Yeah,
the plastic, Sears Craftsman,
Oh, okay.
Keep life.
Yeah.
No matter how stupidly you use it. Like chisel, making a chisel in the front.
Yep.
And then
just Sears even.
Rail on it with a sledgehammer.
So of course we've got.
I don't know if that's really ethical, Jim.
That's what we do.
We've got Don and Jim here, the state paleontologists for the state of Utah, and yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a pretty low-key, just kind of chill stream today, despite how hot it is out here.
We got bones, so.
Yeah, we got lots of bones.
You haven't seen Jim and I in the same place, so.
Yeah. It's nice to have you both.
Wrestle for
both
dominance.
Yeah.
No, that's right. He can have all the dominance he wants.
Yeah. And oh, very cool. We've got a viewer from Australia. Says my friend just found a new pterosaur jaw. No ID yet. Out in Western Queensland.
Excellent.
Literally came out of the ground yesterday. It's fragmentary, so they may not be able to ID it. But they've got very limited pterosaur material, so could be important.
Problematicus. What is your name?
It's all important because we know nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, Fisher is doing some mapping right now.
Yeah, I'm getting this little astragalus or foot bone mapped. So this is the stuff I've been working on for the past, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 days.
For a good while, yeah.
Got a big long bone here, probably like a tibia, so like the bone that's like right here.
Yeah, or on the midline, yeah.
Yeah.
Fibula's on the side.
Yeah.
Not to correct you.
The medial
You know what you're talking
side, yeah. So, and then we have this kind of mystery bone here, which could be like the maxilla, so like the tooth-bearing bone in the upper part of the jaw.
Uh-huh.
And so Ethan thinks this is maybe like the dorsal surface. This is kind of where the premaxilla would attach, and this like hump here is like where the jugal would go on.
That's cool. I mean, it really looked like a weird ilium to me at first, but maxilla might make a lot more sense.
It's so small to be a ilium, though.
Yeah, unless it's just somehow chomped up.
Yeah.
We've got some confirmation bias happening now. Dig it some maxilla.
It'd be fun.
I mean, we want it to be a maxilla.
Yeah.
We want skull bones out here, so yeah. Anyway, Dinosaur Dave says looks like a jumbled hot mess. Love it. I mean, that's what it usually looks like. It's not like in Jurassic Park where you've got a beautiful articulated skeleton.
Eventually, there'll be mounted skeletons.
Oh yeah.
There's no question. Plenty of material.
But
It takes a while.
hopefully people appreciate how much work goes into this, you know? Because this is what it actually looks like in the field, you know?
Many mounted skeletons are lacking this bone here.
Which one's that?
The sternal.
Oh, Sternal. Very nice. I didn't know you had a Sternal there, Jim.
Right here. Just
Careful,
appeared. Now we got a rib going in there. Something there. Looks underneath my peanut lid. But this looks broken, but let's see more of it. But there's a rib and just keeps going under the cliff. Because that's one of the rules of paleontology. If you have a long bone, it will find the cliff and go under it to hide from you.
So we'll
Preservation.
You have to do some more overburden over here at one
Eventually,
point.
but there's some we're going to get. We got that out.
We'll get that out first. Nice.
Yeah, that'll be nice. It's a good bone.
Sternal, is that how diagnostic is a sternal in iguanodontians?
Sternals can be pretty reasonably useful.
Yeah.
You know, the style of sternals are generally, you know, consistent through groups of animals.
Right.
But then the fine points, you know, it's one of these things where you can do shape analysis pretty well.
Nice.
It's got, you know, basically this big blade, very thin blade here. A lot of cartilage interaction there, and then this piece that goes up into the main area, you know, connecting with the shoulder girdle. And, you know, that shape, you know, there's a little more, you know, when you get cartilage, I always think you can have a little more room for noise in terms of the bone-cartilage interface.
A little more plasticity.
But that's definitely in the chest region. We don't know if we got one. We can't really think. And do we have one for this animal yet?
Oh, nice.
So we're not quite sure. We might. Don was saying, I can't believe we don't. But you know, we have so many things.
Let me grab my iguanodon chart.
And a pretty big sternal for the size of the animal, so that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, from a big boy.
Show you where the sternal goes. Everybody on the skeleton. Over here. This is not the skeleton of our particular animal here, because our animal here is most likely new. But this is a close relative, iguanodon. The sternal is right up there in the chest. Yeah. But, yeah, as opposed to like Iguanodon artensis here, Jim, how much smaller do you think our animal is than this?
This one?
Because that's a 1 meter scale bar there.
Yeah, it's probably... Guanaclossus itself is probably, you know, is getting close to that size. But this animal could well be a different taxa related to it as our
potential
you know,
ancestor.
the spectrum of things in the Birimian of Asia. I mean, Asia, Europe. don't know what continent we're talking about. But, yeah, and, you know, the picture here doesn't show you much.
Yeah.
Behind the humerus.
Yep.
But, you know, we can make out and see real thin bone in here. You know, we'll go way out and see that in the lab, but we know its aerial extent. And now let's just kind of get this out of the way so we can go down and put a cap on it.
Yeah.
I'll probably get a cap on this rib, you know, here, because it's going to be exposed for a while, I think, before, unless we decide, well, we'll take it in 2 sections just to keep this area clean. Because I want to keep going down. There's more bone below.
Yeah.
Certainly, but that's a good one.
Nice.
And this little coddle.
Yeah.
From way out there.
Yeah. The distal tail vertebrae. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not too much fancy. They're not the most diagnostic bones in these things.
It's good to have, but not necessarily.
Yeah, sternal's
We're
got
not
a
going to
little.
name anything based on a caudal vertebrae.
Yeah, we won't name anything on a sternal either. Never been done. We could say, hey, we're the first. But
Iguanosternus.
sometimes you don't want to be the first.
No.
Sternal
Yeah. Sternocolossus. Yeah.
But,
At least he's meeting his performance goals over there.
oh, man.
Sorry, our broadcast is a little bit late today, but Jim and Don had to have a meeting. Luckily, they were able to use the satellite internet here, so they didn't have to drive back to Salt Lake. But
They're changing the way we're judged.
yeah,
How do we evaluate these people and make sure that we are not cheaping out the citizens of Utah?
To the state,
yeah.
value
Folks, tell them we're doing a good job. We work hard.
I mean, that's part of what these broadcasts are about, is just to show, hey, this is how
This is
field
how we
paleontology
do it.
works. Yeah, this is how we do it. Yeah. Yeah. And dumb moths. Hey, thank you so much for the raid. You and your 10 raiders. Welcome to Paleontologizing. Let me know if you've got any questions. Yeah, they say hope the weather is not too harsh today. No, it's well,
Best day we've had.
yeah, it's very pleasant today. Here, let's actually break out the thermometer. Get an official reading.
Which is good. 'cause
You ready?
we had a bad night.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's climbing. It's climbing. Anybody want to guess?
94.
95. 99. Yeah.
Wow.
Can't beat it.
So, oh, 98.99. Sorry. You're right, Don. It was lower.
Your arm.
Yeah. Up, down to 97.
Breeze helps out.
Yeah.
I guess after 106.
Yeah. I think our record so far with that thermometer is 111.
That seems
I think that
a little bit of an
thermometer's a little low.
overestimate.
You think? Could be.
That's a little hyperbole thermometer there.
It's higher than the vehicle's thermometer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and according to that's
Mm.
kind of hot.
But yeah. Smoky Rebels wants to know, do all the bones still remain present? We would hope so, but no, definitely not. No, some of the bones get scattered or eaten, or they were here on the surface and they eroded. Actually, none of these bones were on the surface, right? Our iguanodontian bones is all from a horizon that none of these were
In
exposed.
this site, probably not.
Yeah.
But I have definitely had bones that had surface weathering, actually where the surface had obviously come down lower for a while.
Oh.
And actually the bones.
Oh, like in the ancient environment.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or then reburials began.
Yeah. Yeah, occasionally you do get complete dinosaur skeletons, but they're fairly rare. In this case, this is like an ancient swamp. Maybe Jim will talk a
we
little
have
bit about that.
associated skeletons here.
Oh, yeah.
Rib cages and vertebral columns.
Uh-huh. That Mierosaurus leg.
Glenn was a pretty complete animal. You know, stretched its entire vertebral column.
Nice.
You know, ribs, pelvis.
Uh-huh.
And really looking forward to opening that block. Could the head be under it?
Oh, nice.
Tucked in behind the hips.
One can hope. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they found that big skull in Mexico.
Yeah,
They
right by
had
the
that
hip.
tail- They were undermining the tail when they found it.
Uh-huh.
They thought they had a tail. And, oh, here's its head.
That happened with the Wonkel Rex, too, in
Yeah.
Montana, yeah. The skull came off and it was right up against the ilia, I think. Yeah,
So we always
it
talk
happens.
about that, but there's so many animals here.
Mhm.
Every single part. You just want to get parts for a big one and a little one to for comparative mounts, which would be nice someday.
So someday, hopefully, you and chat will be able to go and see this in the Natural History Museum of Utah. See this animal mounted.
Yeah, probably other museums as well.
Other museums too?
Just mold and cast the bones.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, a ton of dinosaurs that Jim and Don have dug up here in Utah are now viewable around the world. Like, shoot. When I was in Cleveland a few weeks ago, I was, most of they're renovating the museum, so there wasn't a whole lot to see. So I made sure I saw every square inch of the museum. I went downstairs into like the basement area, and wow, right there, big beautiful skull of Diabloceratops from Utah. Don found that, and yeah, they're in Cleveland, Ohio. And there you see dinosaurs that Jim and Don have dug up in Japan and probably multiple other countries around the world.
A bunch of them in Japan.
Bunch of them in Japan, yeah.
Bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're big in Japan.
Yeah. But, yeah. And, another common question. I need to come up with a command for this so people can just call that up. But Easy Revenge, great name, wants to know, how did the site get chosen to dig at? Was there anything, any signs this would be a good spot? Well, shoot, yeah. Who wants to answer that?
Well, yeah, 15 years ago we thought it might be a good spot.
Yeah.
And then we found bones here, and then, yeah, this is our 15th season working at this site.
Shoot,
so,
yeah.
Out of the last 17 years. So.
Well, we got more bones coming out that what Fisher found halfway to camp coming out of one of the drainages.
Yeah.
The same level. Because it also outcrops right behind Don's tent.
So this is like
a couple acres site.
Big old swamp 140 million years ago, and all kinds of dinosaurs would get preserved in it. And yeah, shoot.
Seems to be under the entire valley floor here. So when you're up there panning around, say, underneath all of that, your dinosaur skeletons.
If we could live forever, Jim, how long do you think it would take us to excavate?
Thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
Do it right.
Yeah.
You know,
if it was our crew here,
would have, had 1,000, skilled people digging all over, maybe not so long.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen the way funding goes.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, man.
We'd probably get bored and have to move to a different site.
Which we're going to do this fall. We're working at a different site.
Yeah.
It's as big as this, but younger.
I might even show up for that too, and if I do, I'll bring you along, chat. But yeah, we actually went to visit that site yesterday, and collected some rock there to hopefully run some radiometric dates on, or get a radiometric date for that rock. I'll be talking all about this once we hammer out how this is going to work. But hoping to do a fundraiser with all of you to raise money so that we can actually get a radiometric date on those rocks. Figure out exactly how old they are, because that's going to be really scientifically important.
Literally could span over 10 million years before a major quantum turnover would let you know where. Closer to where. Even if we narrow it down to 2 to 3 million, it'll be a lot better than 10 maybe 12 million years. That could possibly be.
Because right now it's kind of a mystery how old those rocks are, and having a firmer date on that is going to be super, super helpful. So it's definitely a worthy cause. So stay tuned for that. We'll be talking about that later. Yeah. Oh, and Dinosaur Dave, Jim, who's making the Lego Gastonia for you, he asked, "What's your favorite color?"
My favorite color.
Yeah.
You'll like the tweed.
Tweed. Are there tweed Lego bricks, Dinosaur Dave?
Paisley. I like patterns.
Patterns.
Beautiful olive shell or something.
Okay.
Or Conus textilis. That's something.
I don't know if that's going to show up in a small Lego model, but
Sorry you asked.
I know Lego's short on that. They just need to do a tweed Lego.
Yeah. I don't know if that answers your question, Dinosaur Dave, but yeah. If you had to pick like a basic color for the Gastonia to be, what would you want it?
Oh, probably match my orange.
Orange?
Orange.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's actually
stand out on the shelf, so you would be prominent.
Which is it's a funny thing because most of the dinosaurs that we actually have good color data on are orange, like Sinosauropteryx, Psittacosaurus, Borealopelta, all orange. I guess like Microraptor and Archaeopteryx are Maybe the 2 exceptions to that? They're both black?
But is that a thing related to looking at bacteria and thinking they're little
melanosomes?
Melanosomes instead.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Hey, you got to look at it because our Utah raptor block, the bones are covered in bacteria. And they look awful like those things, and they're on the bones are clearly bacteria.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. Yeah. But yeah. And thank you, Bert Cow, for your kind words. I appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah. And is there just one single example of this species over here? We've got a whole bone bed, so there's multiple individuals of this iguanodont.
Probably at least 20 of them.
At least 20 of them.
Iguanodont.
Nice.
All sizes.
Yeah. And we don't know how or why they died, but this is probably attritional, right? This is not like a mass death assemblage.
No, because there's multiple levels.
Yeah.
You know, it's a marsh deposit. And where this is might be a muddy area on the side, But we have tons of ferns evidence that ferns were growing here.
Yeah.
We have evidence of little minnows swimming around among the ferns. Our sauropod, right behind me was mired. So it got its legs stuck and it died over weeks. It would have been a sad thing to see.
Yeah.
So some of these animals are probably also getting mired. But also, perhaps,
washing out during seasonal
carnivores
rain.
Taking them out because we have dromaeosaurs.
Yeah.
You have the big carnosaurs. We do have a carnosaur quadrate, so it's a piece of a skull. So we know they're here. So there's a lot happening. But the marsh, there's swale, and we see bones generally in almost any spot we dig. About 3 levels, but it doesn't go everywhere in 3 levels.
Can you explain what a swale is? Yeah.
Swale is just the surfaces of the mud at the time of burial would come up and down.
Undulates.
The relief is a meter, meter and a half, because the overall system of this thing goes across the whole basin.
Right.
But you say, oh, look at this surface. There's just stuff everywhere. You'll find all of a sudden, oh, there's stuff above it now, and it's kind of fiddling out.
So it could be stuff from the same exact time, just kind of adhering to the contours of that.
And the swales are over many meters width, tens of meters. But why they're like that, the whole bit, we're not sure. We're still learning.
That's one of the reasons why we've got these quarry maps, like Fisher is working on over there. Try and document where each and every element comes from in here. Every single bone, even like little fragments of bones. It could be important information. Figure out is there a pattern there? All the big bones on one side of the quarry and the small bones on another, or something like that. It can show you direction of flow if there was a river coming through or something. That's why that information is important to collect. And
these are probably deposited, these swales, during flood events. Because, as we dig, we find pebbles. If you shown rocks, so here's a pebble. There's all these centimeter-sized pebbles. Just floating through the rock. There's partly fossilized pieces of fern roots.
Right.
So they're nearby, already turning into fossils and getting reworked into this stuff. The complexities are really interesting. But there's got to be floods. Those pebbles aren't dropping into meteorites.
Right, yeah. Chert meteorites.
Yeah, but they're floating in the mud.
I had one over there earlier.
Yeah. Oh, I've been finding
they're all over the place,
Yeah, there's tons of them. And why are they here in the mud? That's what we call poor sorting. Clay's all clay. Pebble beds, all pebbles. This is, we call it a pebbly mudstone.
Yeah, cool. I'll set the camera down over here and let me get back to work.
Yeah.
But keep those questions coming in.
A little dome-shaped one.
Oh, nice. Here.
Yeah, just little pebbles. That was probably a pebble, but that one's kind of funky.
Yeah, look at that.
It almost looks like a little
weird little inclusion in the rock there.
Just chert.
Nice.
Nice and solid.
Yeah, had a beautiful little piece of white chert that almost looked like marble earlier. Oh, that's nice to see. Yeah. I've got 263 people watching. Been streaming for less than half an hour. Not too shabby. Let's see.
gonna be a good one. I don't think we have a Sternal nearly. Well,
Set our camera down over here.
on this side, Hippodactyl we do, but it's not perfect Sternal.
This thing going to the wall.
Sterno cut out.
Until I chunder it,
No chundering.
which I will not do. I will be careful. Around it a bit and put a cap on. Protect the baby.
There we are. Nice.
I went in and popped out.
Good job, dude.
Dennis Designs.
His name Dennis.
Have you all watched Jurassic Park / World? And what would be your favorite movie of the films?
Definitely the newest one.
The newest one.
The one that's the most awesomest.
It's got the most dinosaurs in it. And all those locusts and stuff. No, I think, yeah, the first Jurassic Park is, you know, pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, a lot of screwy science. The brachiosaur rearing. Oh, that was kind of sad. That was a little.
Oh, really?
Oh,
How do you think they would have?
I was like, wow, that's so neat. As soon as it reared, I was like, oh.
How would they have made it then?
They probably almost climb up on their mate.
You think so?
Oh yeah, because they're so front heavy.
Uh huh.
I mean, brachiosaurs.
They definitely are, yeah.
Brachiosaurs are not built to rear.
The armed lizard.
Yeah. That's just, they're not built to rear up.
Maybe the female would kind of rear, just stand on her arms, or like do
Oh,
a handstand.
that's a different character.
Maybe probably easier than. Yeah, never mind. No, just when we're talking about sauropods rearing, it's like that's always the first thing that comes to
Diplodocus,
mind.
I have no problem with Diplodocus rearing.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Their center of gravity would be over their
Yeah.
hips. For brachiosaurs, it'd be...
Yeah, the new big
They were kind of built
Torosaurus
rearing
in
already.
Denmark. I mean, beautiful mount, but rearing with that 10-foot long skull, I just don't want the guy. They're not going to be rearing.
Yeah.
Brachiosaurus kind
All
of
head.
already built in a rearing pose, right?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Its arms are longer than its legs.
Yeah, they're high feeders, and they've adapted themselves to it. Diplodocus are grazers, but they're hedging their bets.
Uh-huh. Right.
So in a crunch, they can reach into a tree.
What do you think about titanosaurs? Could they rear?
I don't think
Just
so.
first thought, really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Huh.
But they're very brachiosaur built like. I mean,
Yeah.
they really are. And their size, I think in a lot of cases what they do is they knock trees over.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
shoulder them over,
Yeah.
like shoulder check.
Yeah, and brachiosaurs too. They're awesome, huge animals. I mean,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Let's see.
I mean, Utah's biggest dinosaur is a titanosaur,
Would that be Alamosaurus?
Alamosaurus.
Really?
Yeah, there's good evidence they get pretty close to Argentinosaurus. It's close, those
Yeah, shoot.
big titanosaurs. They're all in the same guild of bigness.
Yeah.
And
They might
what
be
is
like
the biggest one? What is the
there might be like a ceiling there where they're all just kind of brushing their heads up.
Yeah. It's like,
Maximum size that you can be as a land animal.
But yeah, an Alamosaurus is bigger than Brachiosaurus by a good chunk.
Yeah, for a long time, Brachiosaurus was always hailed as the
Yeah.
largest of the dinosaurs. For like maybe most of the 20th century.
Yeah, I mean Titanosaurs till fairly recently, pretty scrappy.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have a
I
head
don't know if I
until
would
like
overlap
30
it
years
onto that
ago.
guy. I'd probably stick that up against the side, right? Now, like where you got that on that lower rock. Oh, in there, I would just push this back up like this.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you can trap that little lip there. I mean, you can get it to the bottom of that little vertical face, but yeah, I'll shove it back.
Ironbark says, could listen to Jim talk all day. Often we do, Ironbark.
And Don has been doing this for 20-something years, and you can just see the way his eyes
Do you
spin.
think you could
I've
No,
heard that story before.
I always said if I could remember everything that Jim told me, I'd be really, really smart.
let's see. And Nolo, yeah, melanosomes are just color cells in general, Nolo, I think.
Well, they're like keratin particulates. I'm no expert, but in certain feathers, are real. The shape interacting with the light makes the color. So there's just particles of the way the keratin is forming in the feathers. Certainly not my area of expertise.
Definitely not mine either.
Yes. The bacteria that we've been finding aren't my area of expertise either, and I hope Ed and his colleagues will write up a note on it. You can't do much taxonomy on little black, flattened, ampule-like things.
I mean, you've seen the that Psittacosaurus, or no, is the Sinosauropteryx paper where they say they found counter shading because of the patterns of the melanosomes.
Yeah.
And then like stripes on the tail.
Well, and you just look flat out at Sinosauropteryx.
Yeah, it's like
it's tail striped.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Well, and they have color vision. No question. Dinosaurs had color vision.
Oh yeah.
And
see more colors than we
colors
do,
are going to be used in their lives. It's just.
It's where birds got their incredible color vision.
Yep, and heck, fishes have color vision. Carter-wide surface fish have pretty shapes and forms and colors.
Yeah. And dinosaur big. I don't know if Patagotitan is the biggest dinosaur in the world. I know it often gets heralded as such, but it's probably one of the largest, almost complete sauropods we have.
Largest individual, or among the largest individuals. For sure.
Well,
those individuals, so many of these, we really don't know their growth history.
Yeah. With
probably are growing a bit through their whole life. Not stopping.
I think there were 3 specimens in that original quarry. I think they still only have 3. And then for like Dreadnoughtus, which is also really big, I think they've got 1 specimen for that, but it's even more complete. Or
if anybody goes and looks at the Allosaurus mounted at the Perot Museum in Dallas, next to that Tyrannosaurus that barely comes up to its shoulder.
Any dinosaur that makes Tyrannosaurus look small is it's got to be pretty big. Yeah, I think Denver, Fowler, and Bob Sullivan dug up that cervical vert from Argentinosaurus down in New Mexico, and that's...
an Allosaurus.
What's that?
An Alamosaurus.
Alamosaurus, yeah.
You said Argentinosaurus.
Oh, did I? Shoot, I'm sorry. That would be quite the discovery.
Yeah, it would.
No,
I would have heard about that.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest sauropod cervical verts anywhere, I think.
Yeah. No, they're huge animals. I know the LA County Museum has been pulling out a gigantic animal.
Ooh.
Yeah, and down San Juan Basin. Luis Jape and his team, and every cervical vert needs to be helicoptered out.
Jeez.
They're just, they hike in 1.5 miles to this thing.
That's insane.
And it's monstrously big. It's going to take them a few more years because it is huge. And it'll be impressive because they will put it on exhibit eventually in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. There's some big donors that have been real helpful.
Yeah. And Nebulous Wyatt, I'm sorry I missed your question. Chat moves pretty fast.
You don't look around every once in a while, you might miss it.
Which I often do.
He wants to dig. Wants to do both.
Yeah.
You need it on your glasses.
I know, watching at home, I saw that check go by. I'm like, how the heck did you do that?
Yeah.
I mostly don't.
He misses a lot of it because when I watched it before he came out here, I want to yell out answers. It would just go, that was a good question. Boy, that just went by. No one noticed it.
Oh, there we go. There's the question. Thank you, Lenina and Jody Fish, for reposting it. Do you think it's possible that humans will be extinct way in the future and some other species will dig up our bones to study us?
Maybe not the second part, but...
Yeah, maybe not dig our bones to study us, but maybe to eat the bones?
Yeah.
I could see raccoons doing that. Or,
who cares?
Yeah. But could we go extinct? Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But we would do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason that we would have to, but there is a way.
That's the thing I often bring up. Like, people will ask me, Danny, do you think if we had the technology, could we, should we bring dinosaurs back, like at Jurassic Park, like in the distant future? And I usually say, well, if we have that kind of technology, then hopefully that means that we've kind of figured other things out in society and we're living in kind of a Star Trek type future rather than like a Mad Max type future.
Yeah, that's my line.
Oh, really?
I say that all the time, yeah.
Nice.
What do you want? The Star Trek future or the Mad Max future?
I may have gotten that from you, Jim. Yeah, shoot. But yeah. So if we're living in a Star Trek future, then why not throw in some dinosaurs, you know? Yeah.
Sadly, it will be after I get my time machine going. But I think we're going to learn a lot more about them than they used to think was at all possible.
Oh, about dinosaurs in general?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, shoot, we already are.
I know, it's amazing. These are the good old days.
Dude, when I was a kid, all the books would say, like, oh, we'll never know what color dinosaurs were, so
Yeah.
just empty out the whole crayon box. Go nuts. And now we're actually starting to hopefully figure it out for a few of them. You know, that's pretty wild.
No, it really is. It's exciting stuff. And you got really good telescopes, faster than light travel. Look way out and look back and see them.
Great Sag wants to know which plant or plants contributed the most to dinosaur mass at the time. So, like, you mean which plants were dinosaurs eating in order to get large? You know, talking about like sauropods?
Now, here,
Yeah, what about here?
conifers and Jurassic as well.
Uh-huh.
Conifers, ferns, tree ferns included.
Yeah, because these rocks are actually older than flowering plants. We don't have any flowering plants at this
all.
time in Earth history. Hadn't evolved yet.
That wouldn't for another about 25 million years.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think Cretaceous.
Something
Flowering
like
plants.
this.
That's the late
Oh, there we go.
Cretaceous.
Yeah, thank you, Fisher.
Here's some 3 pieces.
Lovely.
What's that?
Piece of Tempskia right here.
Oh.
Can I show the camera? Thanks, Fisher. Yeah, so this, you can see the interior right there. This is a piece of a Tempskia type plant. I'm sure it's not
It's
Tempskia
a
proper,
type of
but
fern.
yeah, type of fern.
Probably not. 'Cause otherwise, Tempskia as a individual genus of plant went for about 50 million years. They're best known from the base of the Upper Cretaceous and the top of the early Cretaceous. These are the oldest ones in the world on this site, actually.
It's probably not common for a plant genus to last 50 million years, right?
Yeah, but they're in that group of things.
Yeah.
These plants, and they're probably
Some root right there.
ancestral form, which is neat. We need more paleobotanists.
Yeah. Thanks, Fisher.
It's been lying in the spoils heap
Yeah.
for weeks now.
I'm surprised it's not been tossed. That's a good thing.
It's kind of nice to look at. So.
Here, let me bring the camera up close over here, because we've got what looks like a bit of rib coming out, and I want to show how we remove the rock from something like this, if you can see up close. Yeah. Here, let me show you, chat. Alright, there's the bone right down there.
Is that one new, or is that the one that I found a couple days ago?
That's the one you found a couple days ago, yeah. So, I'll just put this right here.
Did we jacket that little Tempskia?
The one that was over there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's still there. I don't think I killed it yet.
Yeah, it should be jacketed.
I was working on it, but I didn't
I know, it's just important, and some people are born for it.
We don't care about those two.
Sorry, chat. I can give you motion sickness there.
Harold G was considered born for
Well.
it. I mean, paleobotanically, if you don't understand these things, you gotta
Uh-huh.
read the plants.
All right.
Let's throw away the fish. It's difficult.
Throw away the fish. There we
Now,
go.
one of the things that kind of drives me nuts in here is sometimes you get into some layers that look like ash. I mean, you're just like, man, that looks like snake That's really a little place down probably. More clay rich.
Alright, so right here is what looks like a little bit of rib, and there is a piece of rock right here that was on top of it. So this got pulled up, and then bow, there's some bone right there. So what do you do in a situation like this? Well, first you make sure you've got the area all nice and clean, and then you apply some glue to this. This has already been glued, but I'll make sure that I've got some glue handy for when we uncover more of it. Because this has been in the ground for 140 million years, and yeah, it's not always the happiest when it gets exposed to the air. So the way that this works is we want to work with the rock. So there will be natural fractures here in the mudstone, and you want to use those to your advantage. And so there's one right there. Yep, and there's the extent of our bone. It stops right here. See that? Get that nice and clean. And then this is making me a little nervous. I'm going to remove this too to give myself some breathing room.
An old hickory would really could get there.
Well, I've got the, you know, the awl.
Yeah, a little fat. Old hickory.
The finer the point, the better.
I mean, I was going to
Always.
sharpen
Not
this
to put a
earlier,
finer point on
but
it.
you guys had your meeting. I didn't want to be, you know, doing the screech machine while you're.
The old hickories are superior.
Keeping them sharp is what makes it superior. The dull old hickory is useless. I would just get broken off.
Let's see.
Something right here.
Becomes a
Had the
little
tip
tiny
broken
Oh,
off.
frozen heck, yeah, there you go. You are on Twitch, upside down. But nevertheless.
Dan, he didn't sleep well, so we don't give him too much of a grief about it.
I appreciate it.
Proper use of tools. Or his use of improper tools. Improper use
I was also trained on different tools, so I've got different muscle memory, different way of doing things sometimes. Sometimes.
That's why we.
hell
That's why we call it learning.
That's not real paleontology up there. It's like
Hell Creek doesn't count.
recent stuff.
That's overburden.
Less than half as old as this. I mean, this is, you know, probably
I guarantee
140.
hitting an old hickory is exactly the same as hitting that broken off.
I am going to want to sharpen this. It's getting kind of dull here.
Definitely
Not as sharp as I would like.
cool.
And thank you, Dinosaur Dave, for the gift sub there. I appreciate that very much. Alright, I got some breathing room now. With that piece up, and there is the end of our bone. So yeah, it's really short here. And what would you make of that, Don? It doesn't really... No, there's potentially, could be skull. It's got that prong at the end. Comes off at a right angle there. What do you make of that? some glue on it.
A little closer. Except he can store my optivisor.
Uh-oh.
Is that right in here?
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a fun one.
Anytime we get like a weird spindly bone like this, first thought is always, oh, it's part of the skull. So that's what we want it to be. Skull bones are usually the most diagnostic, most scientifically important bones of a dinosaur you can find.
most bones start as a skull until proven otherwise. Generally, they're proven otherwise.
Well, yeah, but before it was my sweat.
And Doc Aeolian says, can I get a piece of the sediment adjacent to the bone, looking for microbes? Cheers, Ed Simpson.
That is possible.
Yeah? Yeah, we can definitely do that for you, Ed.
Did Maddie send them the group photo that we took?
Oh yeah, yeah. Did Maddie send you the our group photo? Hopefully. Yeah.
Not well, you know.
If not, we'll make sure you get it.
There was a special message.
Nonchalant Skeleton says, what are you putting on it? We're putting on polyvinyl acetate glue, which I can talk about in a bit. Oops, sorry. Try and keep this off.
Really thick.
Consolidant. It isn't a great glue.
Actually, I think it's some. Well, that is interesting. Yeah.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That ended up. That was some really thick glue, wasn't it?
It's supposed to be really thin. That's what it says on there, but yeah.
Better. The weirder, the better.
Yeah. Shoot.
You know
Yeah.
what it is. Get in lab and look at the surprise.
Could have been. Sometimes those bottles get mixed up.
Yeah, this is fairly thick, I guess.
Yeah. If they've been sitting out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hit it with a little thin.
Yeah. Don, would you like to explain what kind of glue this is and why it's important?
Yeah, so it's an acetone based. I think the PVA is the polyvinyl acetate. This is some sort of ethyl acrylate.
Oh, really?
Called
Acrylate is different?
Yeah, it's different.
I didn't realize that. Shoot.
And then
East of Vinac.
and the Brits call it Paralloid.
Hmm.
Yeah, we've been using it for like 20 years.
Uh-huh.
Some people have their preferences, but so yeah, essentially it's a little plastic essentially that we use acetone to dissolve it in, and then as the acetone evaporates, it leaves behind a consolidation of the plastic. The nice thing about it is that it's reversible, so when we get back to the lab and we need to mess with it, we can just dissolve it with more acetone.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then we do
undo anything if we need
And
to.
then we do have some thicker stuff that we use as an actual like adhesive.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be Consolidant, and then if we used it to glue two pieces together, you'd call that like an adhesive.
Yeah.
And the same thing, it's nice to be able to put it together out here if we need to, but if we get back and you realize it wasn't quite right,
Yep. It's good to be able to undo that.
reversibility is kind of the key for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, these bones are punky enough that if you didn't consolidate them, they would just fall apart as you tried to collect them. So,
Yep.
you know, some of them are solid enough that you probably could almost collect. You know, sometimes when they get on the surface and they've weathered for a while, they actually do get more solid. Occasionally you can just, there's a nice bone on the surface.
That's usually how we discover new sites, is you end up getting lucky and finding some bone on the surface that's not completely exploded into dust. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll leave that there for a while as it sets up. And I'll keep on digging over here. Let's move our camera again.
You really should get a nice, really sharp old hickory. You would move, you'd be in the old hickory camp.
They're nice. I mean, I like sharpened metal pieces too, but most of them now have points on both ends. That's not so good. We used to be able to get these and we can make it little tiny, chisel structure and Gaston quarry. That was the tool choice.
You can still buy those. I mean, they have them on Amazon.
Yeah, it's a really nice deal.
Or the piano wire.
Oh, piano wire is wonderful. We had a guy that was in special effects and make us all piano wire. The heavier wire, piano strings, and those things weigh their spirally around. Incredibly good. For needles to work on faucets. Brilliant. I miss that. I have actually one in my desk in my office. And it's the only one left. It's like, I'm not bringing that out. I used to have like 30 or 40 of them. And slowly wandered off over the years. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and very cool dinosaur, Dave. Here, let me show Jim right now. Your miniature Lego Gastonia has been designed, Jim. Stepping on anything?
Yeah.
Pretty simple, but
Yeah, pretty hard to do the plates on the tail. Chainsaw blade on a stick is how I trim the tail. Reach in there and you're done for. Nice.
cool. Well, thank you, Dinosaur Dave. That's pretty cool.
You need a stacky too?
You good? Now let me show chat. Right there. Very nice. Yeah. Simple little model. But I like the coloring on it. That's really cool. Yeah.
Too bad your chat people can't get up and get Jim's bucket for him.
Yeah,
Shoot, I could do it. Oh, you're closer, Don.
I know.
I like when I just scoop and go, boom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of could right behind you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
need to
actually
build up that berm.
I'm digging into the spoils pile here to get around this fossil. So
Yeah.
I certainly don't want stuff sliding down into what I'm trying to clear.
Make sure you really huck it.
Plus if you realize you hit something.
Bounce it back. The mapping mode here before cap. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
That was nice when they just appear and you haven't actually.
Yeah, no, I've
intentionally.
had extraordinary luck here of just having the bone under the fracture perfectly. And I really
We are
haven't
lucky
shunted
here, at least
anything.
in general, it does break around the bone and not through it.
Yeah, no, this is a good area, no doubt.
Another piece popped out right here. So we just right here.
Harvest ranch awake.
Yeah, this is that kind of there.
I've had their siesta.
Sticking out underneath that bird thing.
Who stepped on it?
Someone just stepped right here.
Oh, that
That
thing.
piece goes right back
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah, it was hard to tell the glue on it.
And Zool, what a great name you have, by the way. Zool says, are those piles of dirt to the side what the crew moved away? They are indeed, yeah. Call that the talus pile, or the scree pile, or...
No, it's the...
Yeah.
When we want to have our own little camp bobcat to move them around.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, I gotta give it a second.
Anybody got an extra bobcat?
We would certainly accept... Can we accept donation of a bobcat?
You know, I think we probably could, because we got a donation of a trailer.
Okay.
You know.
That's a bobcat the tractor, not the feline.
Yeah.
To be clear.
But those sharp claws might be really good to clean
In between the mudstones.
Yeah, maybe let that sit for a second.
Yeah.
You try to work on it so you soon. Yeah, I don't know if we actually need a whole bobcat. We just need a rental for a day or two. Bring it out here.
Also not the gold plate. Thank you, Trek Nerd.
Sit around most of the time.
Oh, yeah. It'd be nice to have like a U-pop one we all could use.
Yeah, if anybody wants to buy a bobcat tractor for the Utah Friends of Paleontology, that would be very kind. Again, the bobcat tractor, not...
Yeah, because you don't license them individually. They go on trailers, so they won't have to worry about that.
It's got $20,000 laying around.
I'll use one. You can get a perfectly good, for what we do, perfectly good thing for a lot cheaper than that used. And I know a number of people, but the commercial guys all have their own bobcats. They're better equipped than slowly scientists.
Yeah, they get money for their...
Should make a really high-speed bobcat so you don't need a trailer for it. Just drive it from Salt Lake on the highway.
Yeah. We have enough trouble with ATVs driving around the streets of these towns out here. No offense to you ATV drivers.
We're getting those in Oakland now, too.
Like,
kids on dirt bikes and stuff, like...
They drive them all over the streets in my neighborhood. It's just,
Yeah.
And I think actually Utah's actually made a special law to allow it.
Oh, really?
Within certain bounds, yeah.
Some of the side-by-side things actually do have a license.
Yeah, license.
Yeah, that's pretty legal.
The canal's not too far from my house, and that's just like an ATV trail.
Oh, and Lenina's got a question for us. I hope this is okay to talk about. Is it in Utah that you can't get volunteer helicopter pilots for fossil transport? I think she means like...
Oh, that's really more
National
nationally.
That's nationally?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I mean, it's through the military.
Yeah.
And, heavy, because we generally need a heavy lift copter.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were working on the Washington Monument rehab, the Capitol Dome rehab.
In D.C.?
In D.C., some helicopter pilot looking up there, and they were using a helicopter, military copter to put the statue back on the top of it.
Uh-huh.
And they sued that they were taking the bread out of my children's mouth by not having private contractors. So it has become almost impossible. We used to always have the military help us out as like a field exercise. We have to go find a remote area. We have to lift and move a big mobile object.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, military does that kind of thing all the time. Mm-hmm. That's the job. So a lot of National Guards, it's a good training mission.
Uh-huh.
And help us. But now we're not allowed to do that, even when they want to, because we're taking the food out of private contractors' mouths.
Yep.
So we don't have the money to hire. We're looking at the Utah Raptor Block helicopter.
Uh-huh.
Pay for it, $30,000 an hour for a heavy lift copter.
Yep.
If the military's like, we're going to do an exercise that we would do anyway with a bunch of crates. Mm-hmm. So there's no difference. We are going to do it. It's sad. It really is. It's like, we don't, the public thinks we have money. You know, I was like, man, you just took away one of our most important things. Because I've been involved with airlifts. And,
Me too,
oh,
yeah. How
man,
great.
they're priceless.
It's
There's
so
stuff
nice.
that would still be out there if we didn't have airlifts.
Yeah. Sometimes things are just too remote or too heavy, or the terrain is too steep to move it by any other means. You have to have an airlift.
Yeah, it was the Forest Service that lifted the Diablo Ceratops skull.
Okay.
They were doing some work down Grand Staircase. And
The Forest Service has a
had a
helicopter?
window, you know, for firefighting and things.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So they weren't under the same mandate, but they can't lift things as big as the Utah repertoire.
That's ridiculous that government can't use government helicopters to do government work. They have to contract it out to a private. It's like,
Yeah.
what's next? Like, oh, we don't want the military fighting our wars for us. You know, it's taking
Private
food out of the
contract.
private contractors' kids' mouths.
Blackwater.
Yeah. I don't
And
know,
in
we're
some
not-
ways,
There
that's
are
it's
people,
looked
that's
at that
one of the ways
way.
they'd like to go, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the ones on those.
We're not going to get too political here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But it is sad because
Yeah.
I've had the head of Utah Air National Guard just really tell me he wanted to do it. And it was just, they got, nope, they're not going to let us do it.
Yeah. Well, what kind of helicopter did the Forest Service have?
They're pretty big, heavy lift copters. They use them in firefighting. So they're ones that come out and they can go
Yeah.
over a lake and take up a giant tank of water.
Is it the
and-
dual rotor one or like a Chinook?
No, they have a single rotor, pretty heavy, like Cobra size. I'm no expert on all the makes, but
Yeah.
you know, pretty major.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah, when they did Diablo, they did like 8 other jobs that day. They were like moving some picnic tables. They were
Uh huh.
doing a bunch of different stuff. So they just fly to ours and
Yeah.
land and drop their person off, and then
they set the
hooked
cargo
up
nets.
hooked up the cargo net, and then they dropped it on the truck, and then they went back and picked up their person and
Uh huh.
went off to the next.
Doesn't
job.
take them long.
I think they
Yeah, we
did
moved a whole
several-
stegosaur once in western Colorado,
Uh huh.
and they had 2 helicopters come out for that job.
Uh huh.
And they, you know, we had some big jackets. Stegosaurs not little. You know, we had it in sections, you know, legs and the big plate areas and things.
Uh huh.
But we had in 3 hours, once the helicopter showed up, the blocks were being wheeled into the museum prep area.
That's incredible. That's
3
awesome.
hours.
Yeah.
From, you know, an area that would take us an hour and a half to get to.
Uh huh.
I mean, their only slow up was us getting to the receiving end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to get it set up on a flatbed truck properly. Otherwise, you know, they would have been out of there hours earlier. You know,
Uh-huh.
we had it was a 1.5 2 mile hike.
Remember Denver Fowler daydreaming out loud about buying a Zeppelin and
Oh yeah,
Just-
no, I do that too. No, little personal zeppelins so you can work on cliffs and places where they don't want you to drive a motorized vehicle.
Right.
Just float over it.
oh, and also use it for lifting jackets and stuff.
We prefer to call them dirigibles.
Rigid airships.
What could go wrong? Depends on what kind of gas you use.
Yeah, helium versus
All the
hydrogen.
humanity.
Yeah. Yeah. And Alex says, do you think dinosaurs could travel from Montana to Wyoming or Wyoming to Montana? I mean,
They do.
they do today, yeah. Modern birds do all the time.
Yeah, all the time. One North Pole, South Pole.
Yeah. But Mesozoic dinosaurs,
Non-EV.
yeah, I mean, they're,
Most did not come to Utah though.
yeah, huh.
You know, but the Morrison dinosaurs we know
Mhm.
occur down here and go all the way up into Montana. Most of them, there's different stacks up there too.
So that'd be like Morrison dinosaurs like Allosaurus, Diplodocus,
Mhm.
Stegosaurus, etc.
But yeah, the Cretaceous ones, you know, surprising. You know how limited their ranges are. One of the real interesting problems we have in our science in this part of the world right now.
Do we actually have evidence for those proposed mountains that would be causing that endemism?
Oh yeah,
We do?
and it's not the only thing. Plants too. There's also a paleofloral shift right at the same area, so they're pretty coincidental.
Uh-huh.
And also that bend in the coast of the sea, changed ocean current patterns and,
Yeah.
and maybe a major temperature rainfall thing. I mean, there's a lot we have to learn.
Let me show chat what you mean by that, because I've got a little chart with the Western Interior Seaway on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's that accurate, but
Yeah, it's one of Ron Blakey's, but it's...
yeah, let's see. I might have looked at it.
Yeah?
'Cause Ron had me go over all of his maps
Uh-huh.
at one point.
Hang on, Chad. I'll show you in a minute. I think it's kind of a generalized one spanning like 5 million years or more.
Yeah.
Campanian.
Well, he's going 70.4 megahanite. So he's trying to follow one ammonite zone, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But to have it stop before going through Texas, I doubt it seriously.
Really?
They would still be splitting content.
At this particular
Yeah, that's
moment?
right at the Campanian-Maastrichtian boundary.
Huh.
I would think it would still go across Texas at that point.
Huh.
Ron is more, Permo-Triassic guy.
Really?
That's why he sends all this stuff to me. And I don't know what's the date on this one.
I don't know if that's a
copy-
copyright date.
no.
But it's the current one on his website right now.
I like it. I like the Borimian one.
Yeah.
People
That's
say,
what I got for
how far to the sea for Utah Raptor?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Pretty
Let's
far. Yeah, pretty far. But at this point, I would say there was ocean across the Texas. I think I could prove it and give you a couple books, flip open and show you the stratigraphy and just say, yeah, that's Maastrichtian.
Yeah, I think so.
Right up until the
Kent
boundary.
Clay, yeah, it goes
Yeah,
right up.
maybe
To,
just
I worked on tidal wave deposits in central Texas.
I couldn't tell whether there was
Uh,
on that.
But you have the Kent Clay. I just don't know evidence of that blocking. And of course, I think the Seaway retreated off the outcrop belt. I think it was there during the KT boundary. And we've published on that. In that Hell Creek volume that GSA did. And I do because we have brackish water stuff at the end of the Cretaceous, like right there.
Yeah.
In the middle of the Hell Creek.
But this is before the Cannonball Sea.
Yeah, that's Paleocene. And that it's
Is
probably
that
the
a
sea just
separate event?
expanded over. It's just sea level rise, sea level falls.
Okay. Yeah.
And in my mind, the Cannonball's just the Seaway rising again and spreading westward to where there's the outcrop belt. Yeah, I really do. I think the Seaway was there. And it when they talk about the KT boundary stuff, when they talk about the siege there, and then heck, you're up at the end of maybe an embayment on the Seaway. The tidal wave could have bore right on up there. That's my view.
Interesting.
We need more detail because we lose the outcrop. It's like if you don't have an outcrop, zero data. Oh, well, it's got to be land. It doesn't have to be land.
So this is what Jim's talking about here. So this is right at the very end of the Age of Dinosaurs, pretty much, like Campanian up through the Maastrichtian. So this is North America, and there used to be this shallow inland sea right here. Think about it's almost like I don't know. Think about like the Caribbean or maybe the Mediterranean, something like that. But yeah, and here is Utah right there. Yeah. So Jim's saying that basically the dinosaurs from down south in here are different from the dinosaurs up north. There's some controversy about that, but yeah.
Google Elder and Kirkland, 1994.
Yeah.
Cretaceous paleogeography of the southwestern United States.
Okay.
The
Elder
one we
and
went through
Kirkland, 1994?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was published in, but we covered the whole right down through Texas. So that's you see at least what we did with the marine data we had.
So Jim's saying that this should actually extend all the way down through here. It should just completely bisect North America. It's still at the very end of the Cretaceous. Because some people say that this kind of retreats, and like more of this is dry land at the very end of the Cretaceous. But yeah, anyway, that's just how science
the data,
works.
like for the Maastrichtian, does we don't have evidence of Tyrannosaurus Rex making it to New Jersey.
Do we really have enough exposures to say though?
Yeah, Ellisdale and those things, they're that age.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they'd have evidence that stuff was walking across.
Yeah.
I mean, that site that Ken Lacavera is in charge of, was Rowan University. They have that big paleo park, KT Boundary Paleo Park.
On the East Coast?
New Jersey.
Wow.
They built a huge in situ museum on it.
I didn't know we had the boundary out there.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
It's probably all glauconite, like remnants of the tidal wave up there too, but not as well defined. But that's like late Maastrichtian. It's near shore marine, but they have elements that are being, terrestrial too, washed in there.
Yeah.
No, there's data to be found. It's just all that pesky plant cover.
Right. Yeah, on the East Coast, not a lot of outcrop out there.
Like Edelman,
Yeah, is that the name of it? Yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm totally in favor of that stuff. That park in Maryland, Ferguson's been working. That bone bed's really exciting. I don't think they want to go after it like we would go after it, because I think they want it as an attraction for many years.
They're not just going to dig it all up.
I doubt it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us in the profession will go for it.
Right.
But, it becomes an attraction when you have a bone bed.
Exactly. I mean, look at Dinosaur National Monument. They went for it for a long time, and then later on they kind of backed off and said, let's keep these things in situ.
Yeah, well, they couldn't do much more if they wanted to remove the face, remove it.
Yeah.
Now, the Chinese have one that goes for a kilometer with a roof over it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's late Maastrichtian. And literally, when you're in there, you look at the length of it, and they use trucks to drive one end to the other. Below, but it's a dinosaur national monument, times 100. It's tilted at a big angle.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I've got a lot of pictures of it sometimes.
What age is that?
It's late Cretaceous. That's where they got that big tyrannosaur.
Zusheng Tyrannus?
Yeah. And that's where they got Ceratopsia.
Sinoceratops.
Yeah, Sinoceratops. They got a gigantic Leptoceratops with a skull like that.
Wait,
they
how
got
big?
several of those, skull like that.
Holy cow.
Oh, huge. It's, late Cretaceous, much later. But it's big. It's big as a sunsaur.
That's awesome.
Really deep. They're very short frill, almost no frill.
Yeah.
Giant beak.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they've got some great, of course, Fungosaurus.
Yeah.
There's tons of big, giant Edmontosaurs. And that has a connection Western North America.
Yeah.
That fauna clearly.
Yep.
Which is really neat. If you get the land bridge, you get the animals.
Let me know if you've got any more questions, Chad. Things are moving pretty fast. Was Troodon in Wyoming? Yeah, Alex, I mean...
Oh, yeah. Basically, it's
Yeah.
certain. Absolute certain.
The Lance Formation of Wyoming, yeah.
Yeah, and the Mesa Verde, too, which is more dinosaur park.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be called Mesa Verde. But, same age, that's fine.
I mean, I guess we could argue whether it should be called Troodon or called something else, but that kind of dinosaur, Troodontids, are definitely in Wyoming, yeah.
I would bet Stenonicus is in the Mesa Verde. I mean, they got teeth that
Yeah.
identical. The ones in Wyoming and the Lance are what Brachydon. That's what Carpenter named them. And that's the Hell Creek or Scholar Troodon, which is a different taxa.
But it's Ricardo Estezia, or?
No, that's I think that's a late surviving primitive dinosaur.
Really?
That's how I take it.
Interesting. What was the other one that you mentioned? I didn't catch the name.
It's Brachydon was a tooth taxa.
Paranicodon?
Yeah. No, not Paranicodon.
No, different.
Brachydon, which is a Troodon tooth.
I'm not even familiar.
Very large. The reason what am I saying?
Pectinodon.
Pectinodon.
Yeah.
And Pectinodon, it really is distinctive from Stenonicus. They're even bigger, tentacles on the rear side of the cairn are amazing. But that's probably related to a different taxa, Hell Creek,
But if it's only based on teeth, though, I mean, we
now,
know a number of
there's
dinosaurs.
no question it's a Troodontid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, everybody,
Yeah.
You know,
They've got very distinctive teeth.
You know, Cocopelia, named from Dinosaur National Monument, as a Jurassic Troodontid.
Who is this?
Cocopelia.
I'm not familiar with that one either. Shoot. Yeah. How recently is that?
Oh, Dan Cherry named it. One Tooth.
Oh,
And,
right.
Little thing, and it may be related to the Morrison Troodontoid.
Hesperornithoides.
Yeah, but it's better to go with a skeleton than with a single tooth.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
Especially now that we're starting to realize that teeth change a lot for ontogeny in some of these groups also.
Oh yeah, and they don't go as fast as the animal. So you can go all the way down to the Natarita, right above our heads here. We got rich microfaunas, and identify all the major groups we get in the dinosaur park. But that's all subfamily, level.
Sure.
We know they're there. Anybody tries to go farther than that, is dreaming. I used to get in trouble with the mammal guys. Like, Jim, how come you can't take this as species?
Dinosaurs aren't like that.
I don't think I want to go there.
Yeah.
There's not a new unique tooth, and we go, but I don't want to name dinosaurs on teeth. Sorry,
not a good idea.
Not what I want to do. No. I don't want people talking bad about me when I'm dead and gone. What an idiot. What about you?
Let's see. Rose Sand says, do you remember a moment on a dig that randomly was hilarious for no reason? I mean, usually they're hilarious for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, not always reasons that we can
talk about on a family show.
Exactly, yeah.
I know, it depends, I had a super blue bottle blow up in my face
There you go,
one
Danny,
time.
give this a try.
That was entertaining.
Okay.
And it was fortunate I was wearing my glasses.
Ouch.
Is it a cricket?
Huh?
Is that a cricket? That was funny for a reason, but
I know, it just feels like I'm gonna bend it.
Well, you're
It's okay,
do
then.
it for the you're going too low there.
Yeah, don't, you're peeling off the top. You don't want to
Yeah, we're trying to do
cut
the
it
top.
Okay,
wall.
I'm just like testing it out.
Yeah, no, you don't want to break it. You see how it's more of less trying probably.
Oh, that's why you call it Old Hickory.
Yeah, because it's an old
I didn't realize.
and they're
It's branded.
at least for the thin. Yeah, if you're doing heavier duty stuff, then all is better. But for the thin stuff,
Yeah.
they even gave you a special new one.
Well, I appreciate that, Don. Thank you.
I didn't want to give you
When it comes to the
Little
term
used
rock,
one.
that most people consider this stuff's pretty marginal.
some of it's. And we had one of the Egyptian geologists comes up. He goes, "Look, I broke 5 ice picks this morning." We're like, "Dude, that's not a badge of honor."
I'm so strong.
Yeah.
I've destroyed the equipment. And, oh yeah, we did have that ginger ale can that went off like a grenade the other day because there was a little beam of sunlight hitting it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we were just standing. It sounded like a firecracker.
Top of it just,
Exploded.
exploded. Just, it's pretty dramatic.
Ginger ale.
And it was because it was like halfway in direct sun. There was just a little bit of sunlight on the top. But it was so hot out, the thing just went off like a mortar.
Yeah, we used to have glue bottles blow up at the Gaston quarry.
From the heat?
Sun, yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot up to, just fountains of equaloid. Just fountains. And you have to, 10-foot streams.
Uh-huh.
I had a super glue bottle blow up in my face there, too. If I had any glasses on, I would have burned my eyes. So my glasses coated, just glued all my hair to my forehead. My eyebrows were solid for a few days. And what's amazing, it wiped right off my glasses lenses.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, the acetone would eat away at the...
No, yeah, I didn't use acetone, just wiped them. And the coating on the glasses was such, it didn't stick to them.
Excellent.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. That's great.
Unexpected. Oh, yeah. It's got a piece of oak spinach. I flipped there a while ago. Man. I got some veggies. You're not coming by me.
Alex says, could you guys tell me all the dinosaurs that are from Wyoming? Google probably won't give me all of them. We're not going to know that off the top of our heads. There's quite a few.
I'd have a hard time doing all the dinosaurs of Utah.
Yeah.
And this is my life.
I bet we could get 90% of them if we tried.
I bet you we could, if we wanted to spend like 20 minutes doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, no Triassic dinosaurs. No.
They don't have any dinosaurs from the Chugwater?
I don't think so. No, this Chugwater's pretty old. And they don't. Paposia, and they don't have any kind of equivalents. They don't have anything. Paposia, yeah.
Looks like Popo Aggie.
But anyway, so you really only have to go up to the Morrison. But I mean, they got so many oddballs now in Wyoming from the Morrison.
Didn't you say there's a potential Miragaya or something? Like that?
Yeah. There's. The Portuguese, the thing Longus spinus, you know, Ken described as a genus, they've reassigned it to Miragaya.
That's pretty wild. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't agree with them, but, you know, I don't consider myself the end-all person on that either.
Anyway, there's a lot of dinosaurs from Wyoming, and we don't...
And a lot of new ones.
Yeah. And a lot that may not be valid. But we're not going to express opinions too forcefully about stuff like that right now. With 355 people watching.
We have one of Wyoming's most famous dinosaur hunters right over there.
We do, yeah. Yeah. Mr. Fisher. Look at that Wyoming dinosaur on his shirt.
Archosaur.
Yeah, that's from
Fossil Butte.
Fossil Butte, nice. Crocodilian.
Boreal-suchus.
Yeah. Well, we do have several new dinosaurs from Wyoming that Ethan's heading up that project there. And so Fisher and I were working with Ethan. Ethan waved at the camera, so our Wyoming dinosaur fans can see who you are.
Opening a new frontier.
Yeah, seriously, like, no joke, no exaggeration. Ethan is doing some pretty groundbreaking stuff up there in Wyoming.
No pun intended.
Pretty easy to be groundbreaking.
Backbreaking and groundbreaking.
Yeah, backbreaking. Yeah, a lot of that stuff looks pretty hard and nasty. We really have it
Luckily
easy.
not budget breaking.
We'll let the young.
Thanks to
Let the
a
youngsters
certain
rip on
streamer.
Yeah,
Devoted
shout out
audience.
to Ninja. No, I don't know. I've like struggled to come up with another name of somebody who streams on Twitch. He's like big time.
Well, we'll see when we prep it out, but
But yeah, Jimbo Slice 1 Up. Hey, thank you for being here. Good to see you.
whatever it is will be an interesting.
Lenina, thank you for reposting it from DD Alex. Do you know the lifespans of dinosaurs and how fast did they grow to their adult sizes? A lot of them grew pretty darn fast, but lifespan of dinosaurs, that's actually a trickier question.
Generally on the scale of mammals. But big sauropods may be more on the scale of big tortoises.
You think so? You think they'd be that old?
Yeah, there's some people are saying that for the very biggest titanosaurs.
Uh-huh.
You know, they could be well over 100 years old.
I think I remember Holly Woodward saying that she thought they'd max out around like 40 or 50.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she's worked with titanosaurs, though.
Huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I've heard that with titanosaurs, you have the super giants.
Mm-hmm. But it seems a lot of dinosaurs kind of lived fast and died young, like...
Yeah, T-Rex, like 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, like
Hadrosaur.
most, they're in the mammalian framework. Overall, not quite the exact same.
There's a general kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a rule, but a tendency in vertebrate animals where, like, the bigger they are, the older they can get, all other things being equal, on average. But, yeah. There is, I guess
I got it all out, but definitely got it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Small theropod, though.
That's probably similar.
Not to the quadrate?
Well, I mean, we're only a few feet away, and it's
Or you think it's
similar
not
level,
range?
similar, but it would help to know what element it is.
Yeah.
But it looks cranial.
That's exciting.
Yeah. We want more theropod skull material from here.
Oh yeah.
I want to know who that animal is.
That'll 100% be something new.
Yeah. And the whole thing is, you know, we think at the end of the Morrison, end of the Upper Jurassic, and probably best to find in Europe, we're going right to the end of the Jurassic. We lose megalosaurs as a group. We lose the ceratosaurs and the allosaurids. You know, and they just get replaced by carcharodontids and spinosaurs is a special offshoot of megalosaurs. But you know, that's the three big groups, and they go through the entire Upper Jurassic. You know, and then boom, they're gone. But you know, what do we have here? We have a big meat eater. Is it a basal carcharodontid? I really want to know. This paleontologist wants to know.
It'd be something almost like Acrocanthosaurus or something like that.
Yeah, and it'd have, you know, be 30 million years older.
Yeah,
Theropod and we
Yeah,
right now.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's like it could be quite different, but what's this?
They're allosauroids. I don't think they're in Carcharodontids.
Yeah, they're good. It could be a neonatosaurid. But you know, they're kind of in carcharodontosaur, but they're not allosaurids. You know, clearly, allosaurids seem to go out. But if we found an allosaurid in here, we would say no, they don't go out.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's
you need
important
data,
work here.
you know?
Yeah.
That's what science is all about. We want to know who this animal is, what it's related to.
He's broken off.
What's that?
We also have some.
The other one was bending too much, so I just wanted to. Different tools for different purposes.
Yeah, and these flared rocks, I prefer, you know, screwdrivers that are screw, you know, chisel tips instead of the blade. Split the rock better instead of crush it.
That's what I use an oyster knife for. Yeah.
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 We have some of these. Don't have broken handles.
I'll tell you what, there was a tool that colleges in Utah used to really push on us for Galveston quarry. And man, we broke 20 or 30 of them. They're just
not
the
suited
steel.
for the
The
purpose.
steel wasn't that good.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, you know, it looked good. It had a point. But man, it was not meant to be whaled into limestone.
Let's see. And Charlie's Dragon. Yeah, that is attrition in young animals is a very, very real thing. So like the majority of dinosaurs that manage to hatch out of their eggs would not survive to adulthood.
Oh yeah, I mean, guess
That's
if you oviraptors, where we're pretty comfortable with like 30 eggs, you know, and things like Utahraptor, if they, you know, doing a similar number around, you know, 25, 30 or so. You know, each generation, you know, in 3 years you have like almost 100 young.
Yeah.
You know, and if a pair of animals replaces itself, that's 2 animals. So most of those animals have to die.
Yeah.
Or they will eat themselves out of house and home anyway. Die. You know, just you can't sustain it. So you have to, you know, basically consider most of them cannon fodder.
What do you think of the implication that if a lot of dinosaurs were having a lot of young, it might imply that okay, yeah, this is basically what I've got here. Just
Without a broken handle.
well, yeah. I don't know. I still like it. Yeah. Thank you, Don.
You're gonna stick with antique.
Anyway, you were asking a question.
Yeah, the idea that if they have a lot of young, it's more of an R strategy. So like it implies there's less parental investment just because there's a greater quantity. Like I've heard
the thing with the Troodont stuff they're coming out with now, Bricchio,
yeah,
you know, with colonial nests.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to learn more.
Matt Wadel, I remember talking about how dinosaurs, like sauropods and hadrosaurs, they may have had like kind of a mixture of R and K strategies, where there's a lot of young, but also a lot of investment in the young too. Like actually caring for the nest and looking after the young and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you've got you got to look at those when they make those scrapes. I mean, some of the nesting sites so great, taking that hind leg and just making this big sweeping depression and just making a line of eggs up it. It's pretty.
They're probably more on the R side, but hadrosaurs like Maiasaura, like they had some serious parental care going on.
Oh yeah.
Which is odd for having so many eggs.
And the thing is, you also have some serious predators.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, you've got it's a rough and tumble environment to live in. So if you just let them go on their own, it'd probably be behaviors developed among some of those small, nasty little carnivores.
Like Troodon.
Yeah, where they would just stake out nests. And if they're being left alone, boom, they would, I think guarding the young, it's pretty, I mean, crocodilians do that. It's
not to mention modern birds.
Yeah, because, I mean, if they didn't, animals would develop behaviors like, here's a nice protein source that appears this time of year, and let's all get ready to munch down sea turtles like that.
Yep.
I mean, the gulls just raiding them. If they didn't have a lot of young, I mean, most of them are dying before they get to the ocean. Then big fish are eating up another huge number that we don't witness.
But then you might get a particular year where, I don't know, maybe it's raining really hard during that or something, or the gulls are distracted and you get all of them make it.
Yeah, but then the big fish.
I
mean, fish, we're not seeing that part of it, but little sea turtles paddling along near the surface.
Oh yeah, sure.
Pretty attractive.
But my
and
point
the shells
was
aren't that hard. They're kind of rubbery.
Yeah.
Fish won't swallow them, but just nothing less.
My point was, though, with like an R strategy like that, like you can get big population explosions all of a sudden where like maybe one year there's a big storm and like none of the eggs make it. And the next year the conditions are perfect and all of them make it.
Oh yeah.
Something close to it,
That's for any of the things, I always talk about Utah raptor. Bad year, nobody makes it, or a bad series of years, and good years, 5 or 6 make it.
Lenina says we had somebody wondering if there have been any teeth found at this site. Oh yeah, we got teeth.
Yeah, we got teeth.
Yeah.
Don wrapped up a nice one earlier today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, beautiful iguanodont teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, so teeth from our...
You don't think it's beautiful?
I found it with a nice pick, so it was like half a
okay.
That's why you never use nice pick in the quarry.
The crown is many pieces.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so there's, for whoever is wondering, there's a bit of an iguanodont tooth right there. So you can actually see that smooth surface.
Nice pick one through.
So this part right here is busted. And yep, there's the mark of discovery right there, it looks like.
In the wash.
But that's an iguanodont tooth, part of it at least.
On the way to camp.
Yeah, did you
The name iguanodon means iguana tooth. Because these teeth are not too different from like that of like a green iguana, Iguana is this genus and species name.
Yeah, I mean, looking along, there's like 10 little bones coming out on that.
Yeah.
Most of them are
anyway, everybody likes teeth. They're a very charismatic part of the animal.
That far away from this thing, there may be a different spectrum of things there. Well, it's well worth somebody doing a test dig there.
Thanks, Don. People are amazed by this.
Didn't pop out as easily. Yeah, you can see some of the root on that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately the crown is in a bunch of pieces here.
Viewers love teeth. Yeah.
We got croc teeth and theropod teeth earlier in the season.
Yeah, Fisher found a beautiful, probably dromaeosaur tooth, like raptor dinosaur tooth. Yeah, I've got some photos of it.
I'm
it's
not
gorgeous.
quite sure looking at the denticles that it is.
You don't think it might be a dromaeosaur?
Not thrilled with it. It's not impossible that it's Yorgavutia, and Yorgavutia teeth are different. Because it's so primitive. But,
we're getting a couple raindrops right now. Fisher just pointed out,
Well, it is 10 to 5.
10 to 5.
Shoot.
No way.
It can't be. Time doesn't move forward like that.
Yeah.
Justin had a rough night, so he's ready to...
Man, you can hear that rain.
Yeah. It's
My
just
gear
a
is
little
always
side.
tarps.
It's just a little burger that's getting overly ambitious.
How serious is this gonna get?
Not kind of get serious at all.
With this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's our little portable swamp cooler. Bringing the temperature down to make it more pleasant out here.
All right. As long as my gear doesn't get wet.
Yeah. I don't think it'll do much. Oops, sorry. Get a lot more.
Everything up there should be fine. Yeah. Yeah. And dire beast rex. Yes, indeed. Those pillows and knee pads are a useful thing out here.
Yeah, these shale pieces can be pretty sharp.
Yeah. Interesting you call them shale.
Well, it breaks platy.
Uh-huh.
It's actually be a
Like a shaly mudstone?
silty shale, you know. It's not platy, but it's I refer to it in general as a mudstone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know when I'm in marine rocks where the bedding's really good,
Uh-huh.
I usually talk about this stuff as shale, silty shale, sandy shale, things like that.
Because I know when I think about shale, I think like connotation is kind of marine.
Yeah, and it's usually is marine or lacustrine.
Uh-huh.
You know, flat bedding.
Yeah.
You know. If you look at the bedding in here,
Uh-huh.
some of this flatness is actually compactional, probably.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it's properly, you know, it's mudstone.
Uh-huh.
But some of it's like claystone, which is pure clay. I mean, I'm just looking at some and going, I should try to date this.
Uh-huh.
No, it's just more pure clay.
Would we expect any of this to have zircons in it?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, there's been an update done on this. Been a very preliminary and rough date of, you know, so they got like 132.
Uh-huh.
That was like almost, 15 years ago.
Oh, shoot. Before we had Tim's or anything.
Yeah, well, I think they had Tim's, but
Tim's new.
that project, they weren't using it.
Yeah. What was that, Ethan?
Is Tim's a new technique?
Yeah, it's not brand new, but it's new and it's very time consuming and precise work, which of course makes less people do it, and the price to have someone do it goes up quite a bit. I figure I'll just go around this and tomorrow come out and map it, put some caps on it.
Parathetamol says, the idea of streaming this is absolutely brilliant. It shows a world which is closed for most people. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, glad you appreciate that. And huge shout out to Jim and Don for putting up with me doing this, you know?
Back to work, Daddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think outreach is really, really important, and I'm really glad that they agree.
Between the streaming and the improper tool use.
You'll find it.
Yeah, a pretty nice journal.
Yeah. And Phantom says, my new favorite stream. Thank you, Phantom. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Those poor people tuning in daily. Dr. Aolan.
Somebody named Pepper Pot says, glad Steam was showing a rerun of you playing the Dino Fossil game a few weeks ago. Oh yeah, Dinosaur Fossil Hunter. I'd never have found you. Well, very cool. Yeah, the developers of that game actually sent me a pre-release copy and asked me to stream it. I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, those of you who are not familiar with that, there's a game where it's basically like a dinosaur paleontologist simulator. Oh yeah, Justin knows. Yeah. It's a little goofy, but it's, I don't know.
GPR.
What's that?
GPR.
The GP. Yeah, the ground penetrating radar. Right. Yeah, and everyone is highly radioactive too.
Highly radioactive. Perfectly contained in a boulder.
Yeah.
In dirt.
I mean, shoot, how are you going to model this kind of excavation work though in a video? Like, I kind of get it on some level.
You basically just got to play Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, it makes me smile that, like, people think that our work is cool enough that they, like, want to make a video game simulator of it.
Oh yeah, when I was Dynamation, we had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a dinosaur excavation
Oh
simulator?
yeah, dinosaur hunt. I was a star.
Oh, cool. You were the star of that?
With me driving up in my blazer and skidding sideways and stepping out and going, and I'm looking for you to help me dig dinosaurs. I had to do about 30 takes of that.
You see, you did a commercial for it.
Oh yeah.
What is it called?
Actually,
we need to
New York
this.
for a big computer thing. Compu World or something, New York City. I had a table right next to Reggie Jackson signing his baseballs. He wouldn't sign my father-in-law's baseball unless I gave him $300 or something.
Jeez.
I was like, well, sorry, I sign things for free.
You're not Reggie Jackson.
I'm not Reggie Jackson.
Well, I don't know who Reggie Jackson is, so I think you're doing pretty well, Jim. Shoot, what was the game called again?
Oh, I can't remember the exact name. I've got a copy of it. I've never been able to go through it very far.
Because, shoot, if it's
I don't think it's a
available
great
anywhere,
game. It's real old.
On an emulator or something, like, I need to play this on stream. I never play games on stream, hardly ever. But
It was on the Commodore 360. So.
Just about. But it was, this would have been in the mid-90s.
Commodore 64?
They also
Or
did,
did they make a
they also
360?
did a space one in the same series. And I actually went through the space one. The dinosaur one was a lot trickier barrier to get through at one point to get up to the next step.
More difficult game.
Well, it just probably when they were thinking out, okay, how did we do this stage, they come up with something that wasn't quite as engaging in my mind.
Shoot, if anybody can find this game for me, anybody in chat, I will.
Commercials will walk.
Yeah, it's like
we want the commercial. Yeah,
I think its subtitle was a Dynamation Adventure or something.
A Dynamation Adventure. Okay, yeah.
Now there's a, what was it? The not Etch a Sketch. The stereo glasses thing.
Yeah.
Looking through.
Oh, Viewfinder.
Yeah, Viewfinder. This dinosaur one that I'm in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's actually a pretty good shot, actually.
Yeah.
Because they want depth of field. So I'm working on this bone, and it's like going toward the camera, and it's like and they'd spend all day with me trying to get something that would be impressive in 3D.
Well, I mean, shoot, you only have like 8 of those per real thing, so got to make sure you get it right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jim, is this a little Aussie room?
Yeah, I found a couple fragments myself that aren't really worth it. We'll see.
Let me get it together for you. Maddie, I think Maddie found this a week ago or something. And slipped our attention.
Rain. How good is this mic? It can pick up that rain like that.
Devil's Canyon, a Dynamation Adventure.
Yeah, Devil's Canyon, a Dynamation Adventure.
Thank you. Murph found the same thing on here, yeah.
There it is.
Let's see.
My game.
Yeah, wow.
How'd that pop down? Pretty good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, very cool. We're going to have to do this on stream at some point. Somebody look it up and see if it's on Twitch, like if that's a category on Twitch.
Yeah, that's an obstacle.
Of an Inky.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Let's see.
Is that from over there? Oh, from in situ.
Yeah, Maddie found it.
See, here's a piece
Ooh.
of one.
You got one too?
Oh, yeah, you get them all over the place. Most of the time they crumble and you don't
Yeah.
they bone junk.
No need for them?
Well, when you get whole ones, they're worth keeping, but they are scattered like pebbles through this stuff.
rescue is named Dr. Marshall Cope.
Probably can need it. You get a complete one because you do get
That's
whole
great.
ones pop out. We want them.
Yeah.
I mean, we got bags of them from float because they weather out on the ground. That's the best way for them to make it to the surface.
It's downloadable. Yeah, Terry Toad, we're going to have to... But Claire, it is in... It's searchable on Twitch? Shoot, I'm going to have to play that when I get home at some point. Yeah, stream that.
Good luck. That's all I can say. I couldn't do it. I tried, but that's not my thing. I'm not a gamer.
Oh, I'm not either.
I guess it all depends on what kind of tools they give you.
Yeah, yeah the design.
Like, there's no oyster sucker, I can't do this.
It's called an oyster knife, Don.
It's an oyster sucker.
You would say that, being from
The
Massachusetts.
oyster sucker, I guess, is the person who's doing the shucker.
An epileptic oyster sucker.
Oyster.
Oh,
Better
careful.
than being the shucky.
Careful now.
Yeah, we can't tell an oyster sucker joke.
No, not family friendly.
Should we pull it down?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not X-rated, but
It's
PG-13.
Skin out there.
That's great. Oh man, Jim, I can't wait to play that. That's gonna be so funny.
Yes, we can.
I mean, that's like seriously ancient history. I mean, that is almost, let's see. Yeah, that would have been probably like 90, 95 in there.
Let's see.
Beginning of the computer age.
Yeah, that was like 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago.
Yeah. Attention time blazers, a personal message from Dynimation's renowned Utah raptor expert, Dr. James Kirkland. We invite you to blaze through time into the prehistoric world of, all caps, dinosaurs.
Cool.
This
It would have been
great.
nice. It probably would have been better if they worked with me a bit more than they did.
Yeah.
I mean, as a prop, that
Oh, what'd you say?
Hmm?
Worked with you more as far as what you should
designing it and,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they just kind of did it what they think things should have been like.
Yeah.
You know, so I wasn't hugely impressed, but
1995.
part of what covered my salary, you know, is you know, once people have to realize you need to justify your existence everywhere. And whether it's teaching gross anatomy to, you know, be a paleontologist in a university, as the doctors need gross anatomy, or you know, doing paleo inventories in national parks, you've got to justify what you do so you get a paycheck. You know, teaching standard geology because you want to dig dinosaurs. They generally don't pay you to dig dinosaurs very many places, sadly.
And the game takes place in 2023? Is that right? Shoot.
Yeah, I bet that's something to do with when it was posted. Or... they got a space age one too.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually better. At least in terms of
The actual gameplay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's somewhat rewarding. It's
It's not as punishing.
uh,
Oh man. Shoot, I should play that game with Ios. That would be a fun joint stream. She's really good at games. We could probably figure it out together. Yeah, let's see.
yeah, I got a copy at home, but I don't think there's a computer around that runs it anymore. It's pretty ancient. And the dawn of CD-ROMs.
Well, shoot, if anybody can find the commercial for that Jim is in. No, was it? Did they actually put footage of you in the game, or is it just?
It's in the game.
It's
yeah.
in the game. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they also used it in some commercials early on.
There's gonna. Oh shoot! Apparently, there's full playthroughs on YouTube. So,
Oh yeah.
the people in chat are saying.
So there are people that figured out how to go to step 3.
Oh,
whatever
I'm
it
sure.
was.
Yeah.
'Cause I was just like, I can't get through this. It's not worth my time. I would rather be doing something
Wanna,
else.
Yeah.
You have too many real dinosaurs to
wanna
find.
wrap it
Yeah.
in TP for us? Reap. So what we usually do is like we will take a roll and then fold it in half. So it's like a rope almost.
But you know, the way technology is today, you could do a pretty good game. You know, more close, much closer to reality, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
SDP last year there was talk about like digitally exploring like the Karoo,
Oh really?
and looking at like outcrops and stuff.
That's pretty cool. Like after it had been photogrammetrized, or
Yeah, I got like a QR code that's built into it,
oh
so maybe I'll send that to you at some point.
yeah, that'd be cool, Fisher.
if you consider, you know, like what we have in Utah,
Uh huh.
like pretty much the complete record.
Yeah.
And you decide, what where you're going to go. We're going to go to Grand Staircase.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go out to Bear's Ears, with the Triassic.
Uh-huh.
And you cover almost the whole spectrum. Heck, we're going up to the Cambrian. We're going to look for soft-bodied faunas. There's 4 different levels of producing.
I mean, shoot, you could do something like that with like Google Earth VR. That'd be really cool to have like a virtual field trip kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
There was a thing that was like a carboniferous forest.
Yeah.
Type carboniferous forest simulator or something like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, look at these roots.
That sounds neat.
It's found a big nest of roots. I wonder if there's bone near it.
Check out Hylonomus.
I don't think they had any fauna in it.
Oh.
I think they were planning on it, but then they...
Yeah, plants are easier to model.
Yeah.
Plants are easier to model? Tell that to BBC and Discovery Channel.
Yeah, or the people who made Saurian, that game.
Yeah.
Where like the plants are the most time-consuming part of it, apparently.
That's
Oh, yeah,
all
no,
I've been working on for the last...
Plants in a breeze have more moving parts than a dinosaur.
It makes sense, actually, when you think about it, yeah.
And human hair is tough, feathers are tough. When you have that, I mean, they're getting better at it.
Uh-huh.
But another problem we have with Mesozoic plants is a lot of them, we don't know what they look like.
Right.
We know what a branch looks like. Well, that's it, the shape of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's all guesswork.
I don't know when Saurian's supposed to have their T-Rex
update. Make it playable? I don't know.
Well, and they also redid the model. So
they did, yeah. It's no longer feathered.
Currently, it's all feathered, fluffy and stuff.
Which I like,
It's a good one, but also it's the size of an elephant in a tropical-ish environment.
Yeah. I just like that it's getting the idea out there.
The Tyrannosaur skin in North America, which is much warmer. Your Tyrannus is up in the mountain in a volcanic terrain, high elevation.
If that is a Tyrannosaurid, like some people don't think it is.
Yeah, it's still a big carnosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Carnivorous animal. And it's not likely a Maniraptoran. I mean, if it's a whole new group of large Maniraptorans, that's pretty interesting because the only group that there is Tyrannosaurs.
You think this looks toothy, Don? This just came out. I've got the other piece of it still in situ.
That pebble broken.
I just want to be extra careful.
Take a look.
Could be that might be just a broken pebble.
I know. I find it interesting how the pebbles break in these, like straight fractures. And that does look kind of interesting. And you have the other part. That's good.
It's still in situ right here? Yeah.
Oh, I think that's a tooth. That's no question. That's bone.
Right.
I mean, is it tooth or something? Another weird
Weird shape.
thing. But it's bone. There's no. I have no question. And likely a tooth. So I would try to put it together and take it out.
Cool.
So can we redo a relay pass with those long arms of yours down? Shot. So yeah. If you look at the texture, my hind limbs might be a little more magnet than yours. Yeah, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not a pebble.
Put some glue on it.
It's just a couple drops. You don't need much, but yeah, a couple drops. It's a little fibrous looking, which is interesting. That radial fabric is.
Do we have any super thin glue anywhere?
Super thin.
Okay. It's all uniform? Okay.
This one might be pretty.
Need super duper thin?
Thinner the
This
better.
is pretty thin.
Okay.
Because that looks like it could be a pretty good. I mean, it might be a sauropod too.
Ooh, that would be exciting.
Yeah. Yep. Get them here. This guy.
Nice and thin. Yeah, this is good. Thank you, Don.
Sure.
I'll take that.
Oh, is he wrapping up that?
Yeah. Bring it on over and we'll take it.
I'm looking at them. That might be a cardiodont tooth.
Not the most ideal way to. Well, it was the one next to Fisher's Bone. I just had
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Pluriosaur.
He wet and got most of that rock off, right?
Yeah.
And Parathetamol says, what purpose does the glue serve here? It keeps the bone from exploding.
Disintegrating.
Yeah. The stuff's been in the ground for 140 million years, and when you expose it to the air by breaking rock around it, it's not always super happy.
Toilet paper.
Yeah.
So the glue helps strengthen it.
Yeah, sometimes you find your best bone in the hardest rocks.
Yeah.
These are soft mudstones, so for some purposes this is a pretty user-friendly quarry, but the difficulty is stabilize the bone.
Where's that chin at? Chin?
Yeah.
It's right here.
Cool.
Right, let's get around this.
Pop you struggle this out.
Take a picture of it for Tweeter.
This Sharpie sucks. Does anyone have a good Sharpie on this?
Yeah, I do. I think I have one of the communal Sharpies I put in my tool bag. There you go.
That's good. That's Bruce. Yeah, that's a tricky one. The shape is tricky. Looks like a little fire on the button. It's weird. What if we should imply?
Yeah, these nice light sprinkles.
Literally just like a
The
nice
temperature
shaft
so
or
nice.
no ends to it. I don't know, should we just sign cost fallacy and let it go?
See this, the rope method? 60 years of experience. Years of sitting around the table drinking Stella beer and
Oh, cool.
rapping.
What you got, Fish?
Straggler.
Oh, you just went for the pop, huh?
Yeah.
I was thinking you were gonna take out some more rock and do some more gypsum.
Oh, yeah, I was already kind of loose.
See, Dire Beast Rex says, how do you get started doing paleo field work? And is 30 too late to start?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah. No, we've got volunteers on this crew. Ken is going to be here in a few days. And Ken's what, like 34, 36, something like that?
the Marines for a bit.
Yeah.
Has brought some skills from that part of his life.
It's a lot easier to get started than I thought. You just gotta bother someone for long enough.
There you go, yeah.
Yes, and for many people, you know, there are volunteer organizations
Uh-huh.
associated with museums that have programs.
Yep. That's how I got started with Museum of the Rockies.
And we had volunteers when, you know, Museum of Western Colorado, Dynamation, we had volunteers. Utah Geologic Survey has volunteers, you know, all the museums out here do. There's, without volunteers, none of this would be possible.
Right.
You know, we get a few things, but, you know, it'd be Don and I, and Ethan wouldn't have the years of experience leading up to being a part-time employee that we trust to run the quarry. Those years of experience were all because he was a volunteer. But yes, you might tell folks, remind them, we've probably done this in the past, is to look at Ethan's old YouTube channel,
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
Living Past.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Ethan used to make YouTube videos. If you check out The Living Past on YouTube,
There's
see
some
him
wonderful
there.
shows, and there's a very good 30-minute one on us out here.
I actually watched that
Yeah, they
last
did.
year before I came out.
Yeah,
I just did
Did a
a
great
search
job
for the
with it.
site, yeah, and I found that.
did a great job. Our media people are jealous. I mean, they really are. They want to come out and, a couple weeks when you come out
I think as long
and
as
start
we,
putting together a more up-to-date
Oh yeah,
survey paleo video.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's needed. And
good for outreach.
we got some good people that just there's a lot of they focus on the Great Lake. I mean, the Great Salt Lake drying up. And, some of the landslide problems and drought. There's a lot of issues geologically that deserve coverage.
So their hands are pretty full right now.
Yeah, no, they're ready to start doing some stuff with dinosaurs.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I think a lot of this was stimulated by MTE-14.
Yeah.
I really do.
Nice.
I think because so many, they had it set up so anybody for survey could just watch talks, watch the videos, and hear the sound.
That's really
So
cool.
there were a lot of people that were just tuning in and doing their work. And I didn't quite realize that. But that was one of those side perks they just threw in.
And they're like, wow, this is really cool, actually.
There's some good talks. I'm interested in this one.
Yeah, for those of you watching at home, we're talking about the conference that Jim really made happen. Conference that I was at in toward the beginning of June. The Mesozoic Terrestrial Ecosystems Conference, number 14.
The abstract volume is online for free, and it's an extended abstract with
That weird blobby thing
pictures.
that kind of looked osteodermy.
Yeah,
Nothing like
you might even wait till tomorrow.
having pictures.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, I think like
Pretty thin, so we can get
One of
into
the things I try to convince grad students is most of your published work is people are going to just look at the pictures.
Yeah.
And if you make good diagrams and good charts, good pictures of spectacular fossils, people may read about them. Start read the caption and think, man, I got to dig into this. But if it's just terse, poorly illustrated, only the few people in the world that really care about your research are going to ever read it. So I advise you, learn how to take good pictures, do good figures. Showmanship is important in paleontology, obviously, but any area of science or where we want to get information to people, showmanship, outreach, or in just the science.
Yeah,
It's critical.
absolutely.
Someone in Congress, when they're reading some paper on what the effects of an ice-free Arctic, you got to set up your graphics so it's very digestible. Because even scientists that aren't in your discipline need that kind of help. Some of us aren't so good at it.
Yeah, there are definitely some people who could
Yeah, it's
use
just the way it
some,
is.
some practice in that department.
I love this. 1 inch, 25.4 millimeter.
Yeah, we use metric brushes around here too.
We're using bilingual brushes. It's got 1 inch and 2.5 millimeter.
Home Depot, they're also selling
Nope, I can't. I'm in airplane mode. Amanda's got a new ankylosaur from somewhere in New Mexico.
Oh. New is in new taxon or new specimen?
New specimen.
Cool.
A lot of the body and armor. I don't think it's got a head.
Yeah.
Who does?
I think it's probably Nodosaur, but we'll see. Needs more stuff. Amanda, the one that did the giant Torosaurus and has bought out all the ranchers around the Zuni Basin, so there's no more ranches that'll let scientists on. But she does good work and focuses on selling to museums.
I might actually need more than that for this.
So Lindsay's been cut
Thank
out
you,
too?
though.
Yeah, from private
yeah,
land.
Here's the other one. I'll use this first.
All right.
Yeah.
But thanks. I'm just gonna wrap this up before it decides to go anywhere.
Yeah, there is BLM land too.
That's not even ground rest, it's
I know, I think she was a little bit depressed how I came out. It's like, end of an era.
all just one.
The best bone, the Zuniceratops bone bed, which still has stuff and produced, Nothronicus as well, is off limits to scientists now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Bobby McKinley passed away, and his son or
They
his
sold the land?
children have made a contract with her. She's paying them.
Is she commercial or academic?
Commercial. But someone that sells so far, she says, only to museums.
Who's got the tape? Measuring tape? The cranky winky one? The one that cranks? Here. No, it's not that one. It's the one that rolls.
I have it in my hand, Ethan.
That's not
that's
the
not
one
it?
that rolls.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's up there by
Can you pass me that roll of tape, though, Fisher?
Sweet. Thanks, Tom.
Behind you? Beautiful, thank you.
The lighting is awful. This thing looks a lot better than magnified.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
There's some glue on it, and it does. It just like a little while ago was somewhat visible.
Blob.
This is this rebar is east-west axis. Oh no, this is
I mean, that's...
sorry. What I meant to say, this is a mapping.
Yeah, it goes with that guy.
Just doesn't have the.
And I think it's a 10 too, so probably goes up to one. It probably won't go across your area, it'll probably go up there somewhere.
Yeah, I just understand this east-west because there's like a bunch of nails on the ground over here.
Storm Guide says, my wife walked by and saw the stream that I'm watching, not hearing the audio, and thought I was watching a bunch of homeless people.
Only periodically.
Okay.
Not very far off. You certainly dress like them.
Shoot, I can't say I haven't been there before, actually. But yeah,
Could be
don't make a lot of money in this field.
Could be the new go out for a temple and film homeless
So
people.
you got the other half of that tooth out?
Yep, it's all wrapped up.
Hey,
It's not totally...
start hammering in nails, or you want to hold this, right?
Yeah, you are not. That is not the line there, dude.
Yeah, that's not even close.
For
About
east-west?
45
Yeah,
degrees.
you're like over there somewhere.
Okay, so this is 56
No.
east, that's 55. So then
That
it's
says
a different
it's
nail.
that should be that way.
It's not a pretty
Well, that means that this
package
nail is
here,
like-
but it'll do the job.
Work
See,
together.
you're at I don't
What-
know why there isn't a thing on that one.
Yeah, what's it saying? What's the nail behind me? Say, is it behind me? Let's see.
Let's see.
Yes.
50s, 90s.
So I just need to get hooked into the one that's one north. That one.
So that's 95 north.
Okay, so yeah, I'm 1 meter. If you move this one to 1 meter that way, it'd be great. Nail. 1 meter north of the one I'm on. Or you can
But
do that.
you're also.
Adjust it.
I
Yeah,
don't think that's right.
I know. I'm sure it's not right.
You want to go probably to these back here. 98, 97, 96.
95?
So Ethan, 95 right here.
Okay, great.
Go underneath the tar
Yeah,
probably.
you got me the thing, I guess.
Well, is there not a 95 where Jim is, roughly?
Should be
Here,
just
give me
tag
these.
behind me.
So that one, you might actually be too. So this is. Does that look straight?
Yeah,
Mhm.
here's
It's
one
totally
east,
straight,
95
yeah.
north.
Okay.
Hold on, back up.
That's
Justin.
95.
You're in the way of the tape. You're pushing that. Yeah, this is perfect.
All right, yeah, this is right at 10 meters.
Oh, so I had it perfect. Great. Lovely.
Bullet tops.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
You got it?
You just, yeah, you can bring
Make
it
it a little
back.
tighter. Or...
Should a tooth get its
I
own
got it, yeah, okay.
number on the map?
Oh yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely.
Okay.
If it's a tooth we're curious.
So that one is 56 north. Or 95 north, rather.
Yeah.
No, even when we get isolated osteoderms, we'll know.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, I mean, we don't have to worry about being as ultra
Can
precise.
you hold
Yeah.
this up here for me, Justin?
They're operating more like pebbles than
Right. Than anything like.
Yeah, but
More gypsum left?
who knows the future once we
Use
have
up the last of that one?
hundreds of teeth plotted.
Oh, I put it away. 'cause
See
it
a
was starting to
pattern.
rain.
Oh.
So it's in the mapping box.
You just hold the top.
So the 6 is roughly over that.
A little tight.
So is there anything,
It does look like a homeless encampment, doesn't
yeah.
it? We've got enough junk around for sure.
No.
Oh, this one isn't.
That's a
3
96.
east. Oh, this is 96. That's 95 north, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is quite off. Or this one's off. Or you know what? This is a meter south. Because it was straight, but this is a meter north. This is 96 north. That's 95 north. That's odd.
So this should be over this way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I mean, that could have been.
Unless, are we sure the line was straight? But are we sure this is 95 north?
Yeah, the big one, because that's exactly 10 meters. The big ones were the ones we should go off of.
Okay, great.
Those were put in more.
Gotcha.
Is 90 our highest number so far?
No, you should
Look at
grab
the.
that.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah, 90 is our highest number.
Okay. Just want to confirm.
So you got another numbering system in here. We've abandoned Gary's Island
Yeah, it's
for
DBEW.
Ethan's Pond.
It's Deboo. Oh, Jim, did we tell you we found the Brunton?
Yeah, you mentioned that to
Yeah.
me. Take care of it. Is that mine or is it the
I think it might be yours.
UGS?
Yeah, because the UGS one was died. Right?
Does it get the loose?
That's the UGS one.
No, that's mine. Mine, the
Oh.
one that's not loose is the UGS.
Oh. This one has your name on it. But
Oh, if it's got my name on it, I did not engrave my name on it.
I mean, I wrote it on there.
Oh, well, yeah, no, mine hasn't my name engraved on it.
Oh, okay. I don't
My
know where
dad
that-
did when he
I don't
bought it
know
for
where
me
that is.
40 years ago. Like, who made off with my Brunton?
UGS one. Of course, now you can buy a knockoff Brunton for like $80.
Yeah, I'll just use that. Wasn't something I'm going to be able to leave to my grandkids.
Yeah, it's not really good.
Yeah. I'll use
Sure,
that.
they're not going to care. What is it?
Critical tool to
You'll
know.
find out when you do geology. Pocket transit. The hardest part is figuring out.
You're going to map rocks, you need one.
Alright, thank you.
Nice and straight and taut.
I taught.
Can you get it taut, not really tight? Sorry, you're trying
Pull,
to do things
pull it toward you a little tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could
can sight through.
reel the thing a little
Well, this is
tighter.
good. He's got it pretty taut.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Sight through it. That's how we figure out the size. And then measuring section.
If part of your map's off that you've done before, it can be fixed.
It's pretty close to where I did it in the past.
Yeah, it was kind of right up next to the jacket. I think it probably fell out somewhere when we placed it.
Yeah.
And then there's the 55, 95.
Where's the next one there?
Yeah, I think my hip's ready for a break.
What time is it? 5:30?
5:30.
Good day. Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty productive. May have found our here's nice.
Ooh.
Need more pieces. Certainly.
Not bad for having two staff meetings.
Yeah, 2 staff meetings in one.
Plus, we're still working, so each of those counts.
The first one was pretty frustrating because it was like I was hoping that we would get some concrete for that. Well, we really don't know what we're doing.
It's more of a, this is what we're doing now.
See, anybody else got any more questions? Let me know.
Yeah, and the people are like, I don't know enough to ask a question.
Is that a question?
Yeah. It's pretty terrible.
Poor folks.
Well, here's an example of a little pebble here.
This is where we're real lucky to have someone like
In among the,
our leader.
In among the mudstone
The
here.
way we see it.
So just a little inclusion. So this comes from inside those blocks of mudstone. This is what Jim meant by poor sorting here. You get good sorting would be just all the same grain size, like
Sand dunes are well sorted
yeah,
sand.
yeah. Would a conglomerate with variable size chunks be poorly sorted?
Generally, most conglomerates are poorly sorted.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, big alluvial fan deposits with boulders and mud.
very poorly sorted.
Very
yeah.
poorly sorted. But even if it's, when you have a clay with silt,
Mhm.
that
That would still be poorly
that's a
sorted.
mudstone.
Yeah.
A clay stone would be pure clay,
Uh huh.
and you add some silt to it and a little bit of sand, it becomes a
Yeah.
mudstone.
Oh, we've got a question from Dr. Terra. Why would Nothronicus be the last American therizinosaur? Is it just that's the latest one we found,
That's
or
right now, and
Yeah.
and they may go extinct in North America.
Hmm.
When we found it, of course, it was the only one for sure.
yeah?
And then we got Valkyrius. And these beds right now, we think we might have 4 different kinds in the
Yep.
yellow cap member. We think we got a big one, about almost as big as Nothronicus in this quarry,
Uh huh.
but much more primitive.
Uh huh. This is the very beginning of the Cretaceous here, for those of you following along at home.
But
Yeah.
that's not for certain. But I think, we have a big tooth.
What age is Nothronicus? Is it like Cenomanian?
It's Turonian.
Turonian. Okay.
Yeah, so it's about 93 million.
Uh huh.
A little bit, younger than that, but it's about 93.
You willing to venture a wild guess as to why therizinosaurs may have gone extinct in North America?
I think it might happen more than once.
Oh,
Nothronicus almost certainly didn't come from Valkyrius and these guys.
it walked over from
Probably
Asia.
came over from Asia. It
Yeah.
was closer to Asian taxa, more derived things.
Huh.
These things we have here are much more basal.
Uh huh.
All of them.
Yeah.
And when you look at the family tree,
Mm-hmm.
Nothronicus is on a branch that's mostly Asian things, and
Right.
these guys, some Asian things at the bottom of the tree too.
Mm-hmm.
But for all we know, they originated here.
Oh, so
Or
therizinosaurs
this could be another group that's here and
Yeah.
then goes.
Huh.
But it is really interesting because only yellow cats.
Uh-huh.
We haven't yet found them in the poison strip
Uh-huh.
or in the certainly Ruby Ranch or any of the intermediate rocks.
Yeah.
There's always much to learn, and it's the more people out here doing work, the more things we're finding. There's some pretty exciting. They found it's a ceratopsian skeleton.
Yeah.
On the Muslim Touch It, was announced at that meeting. I can't wait to see that thing published, see what it's like.
Uh-huh.
Cedar Mountain has a ceratopsian skeleton. Very primitive, but still.
Muscle touch?
Yeah.
Is that the thing that
Watch his laptop.
Yeah, probably trying to.
plaster, Paris, and electronics? Not the best combination.
Yeah, no, it's.
Yeah. And MAA 2469. Welcome. It's good to have you here. Yeah.
Oh man.
So therizinosaurs got big really fast? I mean...
Well, this would be the oldest, and if it is what it is,
Uh-huh.
it's pretty big.
Yeah. Huh.
Valkyrius, which is a little younger, and Gemini Raptor, which is also a therizinosaur.
Uh-huh. We used to think it was a troodontid, right?
That's how it was originally described.
Yeah.
Guy goes, hey, that's a troodontid. I said, great, write a paper. But when Lindsay Zano speaks up about dinosaurs, you listen.
Yeah. Classic.
And she's the expert.
Alex asks, if there's one dinosaur you could save from extinction, what would it be? And what's a super endangered bird right now?
Sphinx macaw or something?
Oh yeah, Spix's macaw, I think? Or Sphinx? Sparks's macaw?
Non-avian dinosaur, I assume.
Yeah, I'm sure they meant non-avian
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
Dinosaur in the world.
Yeah,
Gastonia.
Gastonia. You mission, you set them up so you can build a saddle, hold on to the dorsal horns.
Somebody should draw a picture of you riding a Gastonia like a horse, or like what's his name from Blazing Saddles on the water buffalo. Bless you. Was it a water buffalo or?
I think it was. It was a buffalo. Or,
Yeah.
No, not a buffalo, but
Yeah.
a big bull.
I think some hadrosaurs could make good pack animals.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, really big at least. I mean, shoot, you've got to be strong.
And they have that tall ridge on their back.
Yeah,
It would be
those
pretty easy
tall
to sit
girl
on.
spines. Huh. I mean, might be
That's
too
the
narrow
problem.
to sit on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's pretty narrow.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess it depends.
yeah,
Maybe
they
the
do have
iguanodont,
kind of a
man.
blade
Yeah.
on their back.
They're not quite so
No map for that one yet?
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're good in my butt.
Yeah.
I mean, we ride bikes. Bikes are pretty narrow.
So we have some cards and baggies.
They're not sharp at the top.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm just mapping them before I ask
So those come to a point. I mean, they all seem to have a horn,
Oh no, I'll
a
do it right now.
bridge of horn going down there.
3 of those are ones. Oh, a lot of these are suspicious.
You mean
Okay.
iguanodonts or hadrosaurs?
Hadrosaurs.
You think they've got the almost like an iguana,
This puppy.
the spines?
Well, they're longer, the edge, but they're sharp at
All
the
right, I'll fill
top.
those out and you have to fill out the ones out for
The
you.
neural spines or the?
No, the big scales down the midline of their back.
Oh, you think they'd actually have like a
They've been
sagittal?
preserved.
Oh,
You
okay.
go to the
I don't know that, yeah.
Go to the Utah Museum of Natural History. Look through the glass. Those big things that look like butterflies. Those are those flattened.
Huh.
But, and definitely Gripposaurus has them. A bunch of them.
Yeah, shoot, Brachylophosaurus has it too, like the Leonardo
it's
specimen. Come to think of it. Yeah.
Yeah, Ceratosaurus has it. So different because they have bone under it.
Right, those are osteoderms. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Generally, Archosaurs have paired armor on their back, and Allosaurs, Dariosaurs all do. But
These other guys.
sauropods
Yeah.
and ornithischians and theropods, it seems to be a single row.
Squamates too, yeah, like iguanas with their sagittal spines. Yeah.
That's why Steve Zirkus was so insistent that Stegosaurus had one row of plates.
Huh.
It's got to be like my iguana.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, you're wrong, and sorry, you're wrong. 1-0.
I mean, ceratopsians could be right too.
We can start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
Ceratopsians.
really cool.
It's pretty nice.
The leads on those brow horns. Turn their head that way.
Till they get mad and then just
Diabloceratops.
link them up like a
You just sit
slingshot,
on their
yeah.
forehead.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Use the frill as back.
that's what people do with the dinosaur park dinosaurs up in Rapid City, South Dakota. There's a picture of Phil Curry at like 6 years old or something, and he's like climbing on the Triceratops horns and leaning against the frill.
When I was in animation, I remember sitting in the lab. I'm looking out the window. And I realized this kid doing chin-ups on the Torosaurus horn. Dad's just sitting on a bench, just counting them off.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great.
Presumably he was not supposed to be doing that.
No. In fact, I'm kind of amazed it didn't break.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't
some
built
quality
for that.
construction.
I was not built for that, but the steel frame under the latex and the padding. There was metal in those big horns.
And the nerve of some people, that's nuts.
Yeah. And it was unbelievable. His dad counting them off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Because there weren't many people in the building. So I don't think he realized anybody was watching it. I wish I had videotaped it. It was pretty extraordinary image. What not to do in the museum. But people can be, terrible.
Oh yeah. Shoot, it might have been the first year I volunteered at UCMP when I was in high school. I was assigned the task of casting one of the Wonkelrex's manual unguals, because during a big donor thing when the department brought in a bunch of wealthy people to have like a soiree, somebody just snapped off one of the claws as a souvenir apparently.
Which one? On what?
The Wonkelrex cast at UCMP in Berkeley. Yeah.
I understand that the Despletosaurus at the ROM, someone stole 2 of the claws, and they were real.
Oh shoot! Oof.
Yeah, because they were just right over. Just lean over and pull them off. And at the Museum of Western Colorado, they had a bunch of Camarasaurus stuff laid out. Where there's a rail.
Yeah.
And it probably didn't notice it for weeks. As I realized all the unguals were gone.
Yeah.
Someone stole them, shoved them in their coat or something, and got them out of the building.
And some people.
Someone walked out with Martha's bronze Allosaurus from her office at work. She had a bronze Allosaurus claw.
Yeah?
Gift from Jim Madsen.
Ugh.
It was there forever. I coveted it well.
Apparently somebody else did too.
Someone else did too.
I don't know, Jimmy, you had motive and opportunity.
I had motive and opportunity. Alas, it went to someone not as deserving as me. That's sad. I was probably almost as upset as her. Because it was like, oh man, that's neat. Big, solid bronze Allosaurus.
How big was the claw?
It was a big one.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite as big as the one I have with the sheath. But
Gotcha. Yeah. I was picturing like that.
Getting toward that size.
I've got one of Big Al's manual unguals at home. I made a cast of it when I was at MOR. That's only like that long.
Yeah,
it's not.
Which finger though?
It's the thumb.
It is thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Al's not as big as Allosaurus get.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Sub-adult.
You didn't those stickers that Natalie sent? Did you grab any of those rectangular ones? Or?
They are. They should be some in
Have a fun life,
a box back at camp.
Oh, okay.
Or, they're with the maps and things, with the grids. What happened? Oh, yeah, they should be in the box with the claws.
Oh, okay. Because when I went into the office the other day, they were all gone. I was like, you just grab them?
Yes. I didn't take but a few.
Yeah, just the rectangular ones. I mean, there was some of the square ones were still there, but maybe you were taking.
Yeah, I had no clue.
But yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, I guess you could take something.
Averagely sized owl. I like that.
It's not legitimately looking like someone's geology research.
Right. We usually do that stuff around. It's like, oh, something grabs.
Alex wants to know, is there any way to contact Jack Horner? He's on Twitter. You can find him on there. Yeah.
You can't read it, but he's on there.
I think his handle is @DustyDino, but don't tell him I sent you. Sure he gets messages all the time.
It's amazing these things just spitting out.
Alright, let's make sure that nothing here that's warmed by rain.
Yeah, shoot. We had almost no rain at all for the first 2 weeks, and now, last night and now.
Not a lot, but
Yeah. I think the gear will be okay for now.
I know not much I can do here until I do nap. I'll do that tomorrow.
Some burlap would help though?
No, probably not.
Okay.
The pillows are pretty good. There's a part to it on there. I think it's just a passion.
Some big get bags
Covered up.
Yeah, not too worried about. Yeah, just keep growing and growing.
Yeah. It's nice that these block most of the rain. When we use the mesh tarps, they block, I don't know, maybe a third of the rain.
Yeah, well, it all drip through eventually.
Yep.
You know? But those mesh tarps are certainly way better in the wind.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
They thunder, but it's tarp. I'm gonna make Danny nervous.
Everybody's doing a good job today.
No
I
good.
think we met our performance goals. I'm not sure if we really met our stretch performance goals.
Did we make sure to check in with our efficiency officer?
I mean, it's like, okay, how many bones are we gonna prep per month? Well, that brain case took 4 months, so that kind of ruins the record.
Yeah, we're only going to do really easy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus on long bones and ribs, so we look like we're doing a lot of work.
That's right. As long as we strive for excellence, Jim will be okay.
They love us.
Striving for excellence.
They're our family.
Nope, they do love
What
us.
we need is
It's the legislature and the administrators that don't have a clue about what we do.
They should watch the stream. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're alerted to it. They might be watching
I'm
it.
not sure.
Cool.
Going, Kirkland better not talk about me anymore.
Yeah, it just depends on
It is the day, the invisible day.
Yeah.
No individual.
some people are watching and some.
It's the nature of government.
Okay.
But you know, it's sad the public has such an opinion that anyone who works for the state or county or sit around and lean on their shovels all day.
If they knew the thriftiness that we have to exhibit and
Using 15-year-old paintbrushes, and broken ice picks.
yeah, seriously.
I mean, you know,
I mean,
what we pull off
at
with
that.
the budget we have is,
Yeah. It's incredible. Like
you know, it's amazing.
you'd be nobody in the world would be able to match that
Yeah,
potentially.
and
Like
people don't believe it. I
Yeah.
mean, they just do not believe it.
yeah.
You know?
Can you is it okay for you to mention what our budget is, such as it is for this summer? Like
I don't really know this year, but there's only a few thousand total.
yeah.
What we kind of consider discretionary money.
Uh-huh.
But that money also goes for things like, you know, if I got to gather data on
Yeah.
paleo.
So it's a few thousand for the entire year is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
You know, so if the public doesn't vandalize many sites,
Uh-huh.
we get to do more work in the field.
Right.
You know, but you know, it's like, you know, the whole thing with like the Utah Raptor block is all end of the year money. We did a lot of that work in November when we're going, okay, you know, we're not going to probably have any more vandalisms now, and how much money we have left over, and you know, plan it out. It was always end of the year money.
So our whole season here, you know, digging in this quarry, for instance, how much do you think how much money have we spent on this? How much money will we spend this season in this?
This season?
Yeah, in this quarry. Be like $900?
Yeah, and most of that food.
Yeah.
You know, most of this equipment's recycled from past years.
Yeah. Or personal equipment that people have brought with them.
A little bit of equipment, and then, I mean, the big expense is Jim's salary. He makes mega bucks
Mega bucks.
Yeah.
working for the state, and then
6 or 7 billion a year, right? No.
well, and you get
Oh boy.
stock incentives too.
Like the Chinese, I get a bonus every time I name a dinosaur. You know.
I wish.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's
That's why they write such short papers.
Uh-huh.
You know, they never
Between
write big monograms.
Ethan and Jim and I. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be thousands in
And like
Salary.
salary, yeah. That makes sense.
salary
Yeah.
and benefits. But
Yeah. But I mean,
But
shoot, the
that-
majority of
but
us are
they're gonna-
volunteers.
A lot of that they're paying anyway. It's like,
Yeah.
what is our time going to be focused on? You
Let's
know,
take
this.
this down.
Uh-huh. TOS says only a few $1,000s to conduct these expeditions. No, this is like probably less than 1,000 for this right now. For what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
24 days, something like that?
Yeah. Our per diem is extra in the vehicles. That'd probably add another 1,000.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I've been working on the Mancos project, and we've been putting a lot of miles on. Right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Whoops. This is that.
That's mine.
Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry.
Hopefully that's okay. Let's see.
I didn't know. I just like
Still works.
ball and it flew off.
Check your
Yeah.
fossils before you undo
Cover
them.
my fossils.
All right, let me go ahead and wrap this stream up and then help with the takedown. But yeah, everybody say goodbye to the crew for the day.
Bye. If everyone looked tired, rough night.
Yeah, big storm last night. That's why we're not. Yeah. Yeah, you should see my tent right now. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you had a good time today. I did, despite being tired, not necessarily firing on all cylinders. But yeah, before we wrap up, let's find somebody to raid here. Preferably, ideally, somebody who's doing some science on Twitch like we're doing. So we can help out with their science outreach too. Let's see who we've got. So don't go away just yet, everybody. Go to Twitch. And let's see, who have we got? Hoot House. Astro Connect. Science Streams. Let's go raid Science Streams, why don't we? Yeah, that'll be great. My channel. Chat. Raid. Science underscore streams. There we go. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for your enthusiasm and your questions. Everybody from those question askers to those quiet lurkers, thanks for being here, and I hope you had a good time. And we're getting raindrops on the lens. Shoot. But yeah. Be back tomorrow, hopefully more refreshed, more dinosaur bones to show off, and yeah, it's gonna be nice. More questions answered and all that good stuff. So thank you everybody for your, maybe most especially for your financial support. I couldn't do this without your help, so thank you very, very much for that. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to share this excellent work being undertaken by the Utah Geological Survey here, and yeah. I will see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye. Take care.